Hello, folks, and welcome to the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I had to, catch my breath here because it's a long one. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Randomizer Cinco Bingo SGLIVE 2021 tournament.
Wait.
Oh, snap.
Ritual of the Night? I thought it was Symphony of the Night. Oh, wait. It's a different game.
Whoops. Hold on. You're close.
Different game, quote unquote.
Yeah. I'm Alucard 2004, and on commentary here joining me is Solsky. What's up?
Not too much. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty excited for SG Live kicking off. It looks like you and Vrukiel got things started off yesterday to start the tournament.
Thanks for the worst bingo card I've ever played, by the way. That was great.
Just trying to help. But yeah, here we are. Looks like we've got an exciting match between BadmoonZ and Hapra here. BadmoonZ maybe just punching things in to get the card all set up, so might be slightly behind.
Look at the hair swing on that right there. He's ready to go.
I like it. It's a good one. But yeah, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, basically a Metroidvania. You're searching for items. All the enemies have shards that have different powers that drop. And we're mashing this up with bingo as well, which hopefully will be on the screen shortly here.
Yeah, so if you aren't familiar with the game before, we're going to confuse you with A, randomizer, and B, bingo. So Alu and I, for the next little bit, are going to kind of walk you guys through how the kind of game flow happens, like how the randomizer kind of works, and how the bingo card's going to impact how our players run the game today.
Yeah, it's really cool. So in the original game, you don't start with any shards. You don't start with really any items. You have to just open chests and kill enemies to be able to gain their powers, the monster's powers. But in this randomizer, we have the ability to add a forced weapon on the ship at the beginning of the game, which kind of makes things easier for the players to get through this randomizer. And then in addition, we start with that blue streak that you see there, the accelerator shard, which really just helps speed a lot of things up over the course of the game. I think you like that one, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing. If you've ever played this game, or even the randomizer without it, you're like, this kind of sucks. It's slow. But then you get this like blue thing, and it's like, wow, now I can actually play the game. It's awesome. It's great. But yeah, the blue, I guess the Black Panther, I guess it is, Soul, or the Blue Panther, whatever it's called in the other, Castlevania type games. It's back, baby. Just makes a runner go fast at a pretty set of mana cost at the early game. So magic or mana, or however you want to call it, MP, I guess, management's going to be a little tight to begin, but as their players will progress through the seed, they'll be able to kind of get that under control pretty quick.
Yep. We're just getting things set up with the bingo card here, folks, so just bear with us. There we go. Now we have a bingo card. So yeah, paired with this randomizer is Cinco Bingo, meaning you do have to collect 5 bingo lines, which could be rows, columns, or diagonals. And the objectives can be anything from defeating enemies, bosses, or doing creative tasks, or collecting certain items or shards. There's over 200 objectives, and it just rolls up a random card every time you play. So this is the one we're looking at here today with 25 different bingo squares, and we got to get 5 different lines. Right now, our players are just going through the Galleon Minerva, just trying to, clear as fast as possible, and maybe collect some shards along the way. You can see, Hapra is pushing on to Vapar, which is the first boss of the game, which allows you to get to town, where you can do some crafting, you can do some shopping, which can help you, boost your stats and improve your damage output, all that good stuff. But BadmoonZ might be going a little slower here to try to collect some of the shards from these enemies, because every enemy, with the exception of 2 in the game, have shards.
Right, and while, you know, you're kind of watching this, you're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff going on the screen for both how fast the runners are moving through the game and the bingo card, and trying to kind of let it all sink in and say, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing or paying attention to. Let's just focus kind of on the core mechanics again of that randomizer. So you mentioned a little bit about like the crafting components and kind of the randomization. So I guess we can maybe spend a little bit of time kind of going a little bit more in depth on that. So what would be some of the things that, you know, people watching for the first time or maybe even playing this, you know, might enjoy versus kind of the vanilla randomizer suite that the game has to offer?
Yeah, definitely. So since this is Randomizer, we have a lot of random stuff in the game. So like all the items in the shop are random. So you might find like really powerful gear early on that you can purchase. It might be expensive. Maybe you need to farm some money or find some money before you can purchase it. But you know, that's a big opportunity there. The crafter is also randomized, so things just craft from random things, and so you're able to build items in unique and creative ways. Sometimes that can make getting items that you want very difficult, but it can also allow you to get a lot of power very quickly. Of note, we did see BadmoonZ collect the invert shard there off the Dulla hammer on the ship, which is an extremely important thing early on in the game, finding that movement and ability to maneuver around the map easily. So that's going to give access to a lot of additional locations for BadmoonZ.
And that's one of the things that this randomizer does guarantee, right? Is that it has that guaranteed white movement shard by the end of early Cathedral. Is that correct?
It doesn't have to necessarily be a white skill shard. It could be a couple other ones, like there's some purple dimension shift. Reflector ray is another one that allows you to kind of maneuver around. And Craftwork's a blue one that lets you cross the ravine in the garden to make some more progress. But more than likely, yeah, you're going to hit invert, double jump, or high jump are kind of the main 3 that you're looking for early on.
Right, so that's just important to note, because like you mentioned that BadmoonZ has invert. I don't know if Hapra does have it, but again, just having that knowledge of, hey, by the way, you could get this early movement shard. So, you know, there's always risk and reward with like kind of going back to say ship, for example. But you know, the less time you have with those kind of movement shards, the harder the seed's going to kind of be for you in the long run.
Right, and we're seeing some cool tech from Hapra here. Basically, being able to jump to the top of that house to collect the item up there using only accelerator. Don't need any movement to get up there, which normally if you didn't have accelerator, you might not be able to access these items. You can see like a cool jump up to the top of the gate there. For Hapra, picking up an Aegis plate up there, which is a really interesting and unique armor that allows you to avoid environmental damage. So spikes, lava, stuff like that is extremely valuable and bags an objective on the card for it.
Certainly does. So that's kind of a free square. Looking at the card, it's kind of on the freer side, I would say. A really good mix. So if I were, you know, we can kind of lean on a little bit of experience as runners. But when we're like looking at a card for the first time, what I like to see is kind of balance. I don't like to see like a lot of item objectives. I don't like to see a lot of shard only objectives. I like to see kind of a good balance. And this card does have a lot of good balance there. Specific to that center square of collect Tizro's Iron and Void Ray shards. Those are 2 of the OP shards of the game, the beam shards that are just able to. Whoa, is that blood legal? Did you see that? That's
yeah,
so
you can
cool.
you can change the colors in the game. It's
I forgot
neat.
you could do that. I was like, look at that, huh? But yeah, 2 of the most overpowered beams in the game, because you can actually kind of infinitely use them to an extent. By just kind of tapping your kind of movement, or not movement shard, your directional shard, sorry, to do the damage, but you won't spend as much mana by just tapping it. So you'll be able to get that hit, and then you can just kind of recycle the keystroke or the button stroke or whatever to kind of get that DPS up. And again, very vital position on the card being the center square. So you know, both runners are gonna want to get those shards anyways. But yeah. that's gonna be the pivotal one, I guess, for today.
Yeah, I believe we also saw, I want to say it was throwing axe really early here, which is a square on this in the top right of this card. So we may just be looking for axe strike. And we found one of them. I don't remember which one it was, but you'll have to bear with us because there's a lot of information going around here. But I did see Hapra hit one of those there. So if we see the other one, then he's got that objective as well. Which is really nice to hit corner squares early on, because those, allow more bingos. Obviously, that center square, Tisro, Zion, Void Ray, those are shards you want to have anyways. Those hit really hard in the game, help you move through the game faster, just because of your DPS. But, who knows where those are? They could be pretty deep in the game.
For sure, and Hapra, I believe, has that speedrun background to them for Bloodstained Ritual, and it's kind of showing already at the garden area. Not really focusing as much farming shards, just kind of getting through point A to point B. I really like it, and he's also going to show off this kind of neat toad tech here, where he's able to kind of guide the toad into the Iron Maiden there, kind of kick it in, and normally you would need, like, say, a Craftwork or Dimension Shift to get through that. Well, no, you can just use a toad. Just use the toad. It's fine. You can open it up.
Yeah, speaking a little bit more to these players, it's a really interesting matchup because BadmoonZ is actually the creator of this randomizer. The developers of the actual Bloodstained game did make a base randomizer, but BadmoonZ has enhanced the randomizer to make it a little more palatable and appealing for bingo. So we've worked together to try to build a good combo here, and Hapra has a lot of speed running experience, so you can see just how fast he's blasting through the game right now. It's pretty amazing to see. But BadmoonZ has hit the invert shard, so maybe the knowledge that BadmoonZ has from developing the randomizer will help a lot here. So we are approaching the second boss of the game here. Hapra is almost at Zangetsu, or Zangetsu, I should say. And there's Dimension Shift on the Giramund. That was a nice hit.
Okay, so interesting there. Yeah, so that's full total movement through the game. Dimension Shift, a very powerful movement shard. I don't like calling it movement, but I know you do. But really just allows you to basically warp through walls, warp through anywhere in the game. It's not very long in distance, so there is a mana cost to that, and there is it is quite time consuming to kind of chain it, but literally I can go anywhere I would want to with that shard, which is really nice.
Making just swift work of...
That's a really clean... Yeah, that's a really clean
Zangetsu there. That was amazing. There's our first Waystone as well. Waystones are going to be important in this game because we do have Save Benjamin 3 times on the card. There is an opportunity to cash one of those in right here, but it looks like Hapra might be saving that for just the use of the Waystone, which allows you to get back to town easier. Maybe just not quite commit to it just right away. Of note, sorry, go. I was saying, of note, we did also see the Santa hat early on here, and a silver tiara drop. So those are both of it, options on the card here. We need to get a pirate hat, but then we have to get a bunch of other helms: the Dullahammer helm, cat ears, wolf hood, and ribbon.
Also got a Dojagiri there too, which is a pretty powerful katana. He's already kind of using it, actually. I just noticed. I was like, which one katana is he using? But yeah, Dojagiri, a really nice drop on the early game there.
It's a huge damage increase from what they started with there. But I think that's a prismatic heart.
And right now we see Hapra kind of going through the crafting and the deconstruct menus. So I guess we can spend a little bit of time kind of going through that element into the randomizer and how it applies to the bingo square. So again, another thing that the randomizer does, or at least this specific randomizer client does, is that it kind of randomizes, everything within the crafting, materials required to get an item versus what can deconstruct for what and what can craft for what. So it adds that kind of extra element to the card there, like of things that you can maybe get. So like, you know, I could deconstruct something for like 3 or 5 Geebles, for example, right? Like normally you wouldn't be able to get that in the basement of the game, but that's kind of a little bit in there. The one thing that is regular, quote me if I'm wrong, but is the preparation dishes. Those are still the same materials required. But it might be a lot more challenging to get those materials and ingredients throughout the game because it isn't really the same source stuff. Same drop tables, just different monsters, right?
Right. You can't reliably count on any particular food material or even crafting material to appear because it's not entirely shuffled drop tables, but each monster's drop table is shuffled among all monsters. We do see Hapra going back to the ship, going for that double hammer, so that's really, really good news. Could have taken that dimension shift and just started going on everywhere in the game.
So this is really good because he's going to have invert now. He has an option to go back into ship and check some of those extra spots, but he elects not to. You know what? It's kind of it's a really safe play to kind of hundo it because, you know, you're looking for some critical key items within the game. You know, Zangetsudo is one of those items that opens up, you know, the late game stages of the game, gives you a really good, powerful sword early if you can hit it. And also an item called Silver Bromide that opens up a area of the game called the shop and the underground lab. No, not the underground lab.
Yeah, it's the underground sorcery lab.
That's that's the one. Yep. That's the one. Yep. So
the train and the underground sorcery lab.
Yeah, but it also unlocks some shop items as well. True. So could get things like Alkahest in shop now. Could get some better food items in shop. Could get those Geebles in shop, right? So it's a really and speaking of Alkahest, we do get the drop there from the Bureau. So now Alkahest is known. You can actually go into the I call it the the almanac of items and bestiarity to find out where that's also going to drop. So he can elect to farm it now, or he can just kind of say, hey, you know what, I know that knowledge, I'm just going to leave it for now and come back to it later if I need it.
Yep. We also do see Tis Rafe early on here, which is on the card. Yeah, so Tisro Zion kind of doing double duty here with column 1, row 4, and column 3, row 3, that critical center square. So, you know, and it's a good damage shard, so I think these players really want to hit Tisro Zion if they can.
Right, and I believe BadmoonZ has the Aegis plate as well, correct?
Good call.
No, I actually wasn't sure. So. All right, awesome. These guys are moving so fast. So that's the really neat thing about having you know, that accelerator early is it's a very powerful shard. Has a lot of swing. So, you know, when we originally playtesting this rando, we noticed that some seeds can get just really slow. You know, it's neat that you have the backdash techniques and everything like that to speed it up. And, you know, that's kind of skill set and movement's really, really great. I really enjoy that part of the game, but you know what I don't enjoy is like hitting accelerator like 2.5 hours in or not finding it. So
it creates a lot of disparity between players if like one player finds accelerator immediately and the other player misses it for like a majority of the game.
I think it opens up more strategy too, right? Because now it's not like, true. Hey, I have to do everything on the ship, or else I'm backdashing to the ship if there's no warp kind of thing, right? Like as you saw Hapra, like 5 seconds, he's back on the ship, right? Going back to that shard sequence there. So he can elect to go there with like better DPS or elect to kind of move away from stuff and then just kind of move through the level a little bit quicker. So again, it's a really kind of neat set piece within this tournament to have that kind of starting. Really enjoyable. You know, on the on the reverse, it is a little bit harder to watch because just everything's a lot faster, but it's one of those things. As you see him using that spiral sword as well, that shard, just to max his DPS, really creative use there.
Yeah, it's relatively low cost and is hitting a good number of shards here in Cathedral. Also, a lot of warps here in Cathedral, which could spell doom for warps later on in the game.
Yeah, so those save and warps are randomized as well. It's not like I don't think it's the Chaos one that's available, but it is kind of balanced. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so. Yeah. It's pretty balanced in a way that I think it's similar to vanilla. Yeah. Looks like BadmoonZ is going to cash in that Waystone at Benjamin, so that does prevent the ability to use that Waystone and get back to town faster. So we'll see if that plays in with all these warps showing up early. But I do like the play, just because it's kind of cleaner on route.
Yeah, I both love and hate that square because it's like, all right, that's a really identifiable and routable square, but I also hate it because my early, shard use or waystone use is gone. So really not ideal. We see a carpenter key in an interesting spot there, just in the middle portion there of entrance. Could unlock the carpenter all the way in the Oriental lab. Does have a unique shard, so it's not the same shard as before. But we're a ways away, or are we, from going there? As they do both have D shifts, so they could get there early if they want it.
I would not recommend that with their current.
You do it all the time, though.
Loadout.
Right? Like,
I like going to Oriental because there's a lot of shards like in a congested region that you can hit pretty quickly. And it's kind of a higher level area of the game, so you level up faster. But if you don't have the equipment or like shards to support damage output there, I think it's a pretty weak play. Yeah, because it's gonna just take you forever to farm everything.
Every time I say it's a weak play that you do it, but you still end up winning. But most times, it's always like, oh yeah, of course that's there. Like anytime I play an Ally guys and I see like a good shard or a good item there, I just kind of swear under my breath. I'm like, he's been here an hour ago, hasn't he?
Keeps the mind games going, folks. Sometimes I don't even go.
Oh no.
Now we're just talking about meta. But there's a ring drop there from the Gearamond. Hopefully BadmoonZ hits that shard soon too, because it is the dimension shift. But that ring drop is important for the Abigail quest that you are just so familiar with.
It's not on this square, let's not talk about it.
But that can't. But quests in the game are another aspect.
Broken, dude. It's so broken in this
quests are another aspect of the game that players have access to. So there's the Lindsay quests where you're killing different monsters, and she'll give you rewards based on who you kill. And there's just a list of monsters in the game, and it's always the same list in the vanilla game, but in Randomizer, those enemies have been shuffled, and the first enemy that you need to kill is really critical because it unlocks the rest of them. So you need to find a way to get to that enemy if you want to participate in the quest. And then defeating certain bosses along the way also contributes to unlocking more quests. And she can give you some really nice rewards. Like, you can make a lot of money off of them. You could hit some of your goals, like Pirate Hat, Santa Hat here, or some of the vests, Shinobi Garb, Flame Mail, clubs. There's a lot of items that are on this card. You know, you see Kung Fu, shoes, knife, sword, short sword, claymore, things like that. Actually could pay off.
I'm gonna call out. Oh, and we see my favorite item in the game, the skull necklace, actually increases the damage of any kind of shard, but at a significant mana cost. I believe it's double. It's either double or like 1/3 or something like that. But it is significant. But the trade-off usually is like well worth it, especially the Jeebles pairing. But yeah, you know what? Looking at this card, honestly, is the first thing I think is free. I think it's gonna be a fast card, which is good for both the audience and our runners. And we see the silver bromide there from Hapra in one of my favorite early checks is this waterfall area, as well as the tunic. As you talked about Abigail having that ring and tunic, now we'll have 2 free cash-ins if they so choose for some free items.
That's huge. Those are some good hits. Also hit the wolf hood on the shovel dude there, which is part of the card. Like, this is a big payoff for Hapra to come down, dip down here and just check a few things. It looks like maybe he's just going back up. There's that wolfhood drop again, and BadmoonZ finally getting Draconic Rage off of the Psywraith there.
Nice. Don't need it today, but it is a shard. I wouldn't personally use it in any circumstance, but it is a thing that you could do, I guess.
If you have Jeebles, I mean, it can hit pretty hard, but it's pretty slow.
Even with, I'm like, no, I got like anything else.
Probably just turn on that heretical grinder and go to town.
Yeah, so for people like used to games like Area of Sorrow, for example, you'll see a lot of homages played. Is that how you say it? Homage. Anyways,
yeah.
You'll see a lot of that to some of these shards, like, you know, that death cry is like the what is that thing called again? Oh, that little root guy. You know, the plant that you pick up and then like
Mandragora.
That's the one. Yeah. And it does that, and it's like that kind of attack, right? And like obviously with the blue black panther, I can't remember which one it is. is like accelerators. So there's like a lot of those. So there's a lot of familiarity with the shard types. I'm not gonna say it's a knockoff, but it's it's good. It's the same creator, right, Sega? You know, he's allowed. It's fine. You know, that other guy from Mega Man did it. Wasn't
that other guy from Mega Man? That's the one.
Good. Wasn't as good, but you know, we got this, so that's really nice though. So. What's that game called again? Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that game. Yeah, Hapra going to check out the train early segment there. Kind of an interesting call, you know, with that early bromide. Usually, me personally, I like to kind of keep it a little bit earlier because I can just cash it in with the early town visit and then going to, you know, our boy OD, aka Dracula, and getting that Gushin, or not the Gushin shard, the cannon shard there. Pretty rare drop, nice. Yeah,
honestly, Hapra's been hitting well, but you'll see here that I think one of these might be the quest.
Think he got it?
Yeah, it's the Lily. Sure. It's the Lily. I think he needs 7 lilies here, so...
Well, not just that, but I believe he also has Reticle Grinder as well. Yeah, there it is. He's been using it, so he has the now and that.
For sure.
So already two lines on the line there, going towards the middle and also forming that line, so already a good start. Again, has Tiz Wraith, just needs Tiz Rosine, which is also mid square. You know, the Malediction, Dollarhammer shards are there if they need it, and the 80% shard, you know, that's just, you know, getting through the game at about an hour 40 mark. You'll have hour 40 to a 2 hour mark. You probably would have that if you're stacked right. So, and we see Dollarhammer head familiars. I don't know, love-hate relationship with for the most part. A lot of the times they just get in the way. Some bingos they could be required, and not in this one I don't see. So, you know, you can just kind of go ahead and turn that off. But some people just, like me, just kind of forget about it and just leave it on.
Yeah. I don't know if Hapra hit the iron breastplate drop off the gargoyle, but that was a nice breastplate pickup there for BadmoonZ. So, you know, again, BadmoonZ being pretty deliberate here to, like, basically farm everything in the early part of the game, is getting, like, all the drops, all the shards. But Hapra is just kind of pressing forward and trying to move through the game as fast as possible. I think on this card, I kind of like that approach a little better because it's more item-based than it is shard-based. It depends where things are.
Yeah, I just like how Hapra's approaching the seed. It's like, you know, the jokes about me never streaming this game and playing it in races with you guys. I feel like he's just been privately watching me play, like, behind my shoulder, because, like, the routing and, like, the way he's approaching is, like, extremely similar to how I like to approach his. Like, you know, you want to be kind of consistent, but you know you're going to hit other monsters along the way, kind of thing, that could have those shards. And while, yeah, you could take, like, an L or two by missing something early that you would like, you already got early accelerator, right? So that kind of fear is gone. You got movement. Just keep her going. Keep working towards those goals. Elder's sitting there in disgust. Like, that's how you always beat me.
And I'm more just, like, impressed with Hapra. I'm like, well, Hapra is just, like, an improved Solski at this point.
Literally. And we see the shard there from Malediction. So we do have a 1-in-1 situation with them. I don't know if they're going to sit and commit for the early 3 now. You know, a good strat is to kind of wait for it a little bit. As we see, he's farming up the Bureau armor. That's like the last spot you're going to see it for a while, so I can see why he's doing it. It also is good strategy because now he's going to be able to kill some of these Maledictions as well, trying to get add on to that tally.
Yeah, that can be a little bit tricky getting, like, the 3 shards from Dull Hammerhead and Malediction, because those enemies show up in so many areas of the game, so you're like, well, I could just farm them now, or maybe I'll hit them along the way in other areas, but then, like, you don't, and then once you get to 3, you hit, like, 4 more shards, and it's just a disaster. But
right.
it's always interesting.
Just shifting back focus to BadmoonZ real quick, just got their dimension shift there for the first time, so now has, like, that full suite of movement in invert and dimension shift. Literally can do everything in the game with those 2 shards, like, actually everything. So getting those early at 26 minutes is both the best and the worst feeling, because while the game can kind of guide you kind of where to go or where you should go, right? Like, what do I do? Do I do underground first? You know, a little bit more of a difficult area of the game, higher level area of the game, and just kind of hope to hit something like a Geoballs down there or some better shards, like say a Tisro or Void Ray. But I just kind of keep going on the old beaten path, like Hapra is kind of doing, and Hapra, and you know, going around tower, gonna go over to library next, that sort of thing. So really, the world's your oyster at this point. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how BadmoonZ approaches with his decision making coming up after he's, I think, cleaning up the Ore Dog here is the one he's looking for. But yeah,
I'm curious what you think about this tower play, because tower known to have a lot of items, so it might be good for this card, but not nearly as many shards. Valak can take a while. I guess you could bail and just not do it, but
I like it because there's squares like name 4 differently named clubs on there. Collect Pirate Hat and Santa Hat. The shoes. I think there was one other one on there that I like. I think that's it actually. Yeah. That I can hit there, right? And those can be in chests. So I do like the play. We still don't have Zangetsudo, so it's safe, right? But it's like hindsight. Like you hit Geebles, you hit Z Sword here, you're gonna be like loving yourself, right? You don't hit anything here, you're like, whatever. I did it. You know, I did it pretty quick, hopefully. But yeah, it's kind of a risky play. I don't want to go like to other randomizers for examples, you know, to make like comfort analysis there. But for the most part, it's just risk and reward, right? Like you can choose to not do it and put it off, but then it could just like make your seed like that much faster and easier if you hit the right thing here.
Interesting choice here for BadmoonZ. I guess wanted to hit the Aelo shard. Could have done that in town, but is deciding to clean up the remaining locations here. Hits a short sword, which is on the card. Pretty
nice.
Pretty good hit.
Hapra
That's a location I don't think like Hapra is going to get very soon.
Yeah, well, because they're already there and they kind of elected not to. But one of my favorite locations to farm this square in particular for that the $3 hammer and maledictions is in this room that has both, and they actually spawn like at the same rate, so you're getting double the chances basically. And as you can see, they just like kind of flood the room and getting hit there in stone, unfortunately. But you know, it's just a really quick way to kind of clean up this square. Luck might be a bit of an issue, but as you see within there, has 33 luck already, so it's gonna be fine for that. But that's, you know, I'm just gonna kind of move on for now.
Yeah, pretty much the stats that you want to focus on early on are just your attack, and your int if you're using some shards. But attack it basically translates to strength for just damage, straight up damage. So you want as much of that as possible if you're using like a melee or even ranged weapon.
Yep.
Nice little clip there through the gears.
I've seen, I think BadmoonZ do that too. I'm not sure the placement of that. I always go around like that.
Sometimes the game just clips you through the gears, and you take like a million damage too. But this is the more clean way to do so. You can use some of that speedrunning tech to his advantage there.
But yeah, just I guess we talked a little bit about the randomizer. We talked a little bit about the cards. So like, what are our players trying to kind of complete there? We know that the goal is like that Cinco Bingo. Like, how are they going to get there, Alu? Are they going to, like, with this kind of card, like we talked about, it's a really balanced card. It looks like a really fast card in my eyes. I'm not sure about you, but like, what are our keys to success here for our players? Is it for them to kind of play conservative? Are they just kind of try and power through the seed as fast as they can to try and, you know, hit as many chests, you know, that they can in a short amount of time? Or is it kind of like a balance?
I think it has to be a little bit of a balance in the early game. You know, we're only 33 minutes into this race, so you don't want to miss something early that like cripples you for the rest of the game or denies you a possibility of objectives, unless you're doing other things really efficiently. You know, if you can do things efficiently, you're probably doing fine. But the key is, you just got to keep moving through the game, farming whatever shards you can, and start identifying those lines that are going to really be the core of your bingos. Like, in this one, there's a shard goal in the center square, so it does kind of make me feel like I want to be farming shards, and especially since we found that Tisraith, we know that we can get another square if we find Tisro Zion. So I'm inclined to keep looking for shards here, but there may be other routes to and paths to victory, like column 4, for example. We have the Carpenter key. We can also go to Oriental to kill the Gap, which is another gargoyle-like enemy there. 500 MP should be pretty trivial for these guys. If they just keep opening chests over the course of the game, they're going to get those MP ups. We've already seen them farming some of those Dullahammer heads and Maledictions, and then we've seen Alcahest, so we might have an opportunity to get those breastplates. We even saw BadmoonZ pick up one off of the gargoyle. So, you know, they have access to some bingos, but they might still need to get some shards to accomplish the other ones.
And speaking of, like, you know, where do we go? We see BadmoonZ's decision now. He's going to go to early underground. I kind of like this play because it does give you a lot of density in those chests. You know, that could really have anything. You know, those blue and the green chests, the item chests, could really just kind of have anything. The red chests are usually like the money or whatever food. Same with the blue one, except for the seeds, I believe it is. Maybe Zangetsudo is in blue chest. I can't remember. But anyways, the green chest is really what they're going to be looking for, because that could have stuff like, again, the Jeebles, the items that they might need, the clubs that they might need, capacity upgrades, right? So it could have all that.
Hapra, I think, making a unfortunate mistake here. First of all, didn't check Aegis plate chest, which I'm a little surprised about.
Yeah, I just noticed that too.
But second of all, had marked 5 augment shards, had already obtained 5, but unfortunately the card says expertise shard, so that's like whip expertise, katana expertise, greatsword, and just realized that situation. So I think he still has a couple of those. We'll be looking out for more.
Yeah, it's easy to get those kind of mixed up, right? Like, you'll see, oh yeah, I got that. No, wait, no, whoops. I do that with the, which ones is it? Not the movement type shards, but the blue shards. What are they called again?
Wow, I'm drawing a blank here.
See? Putting you on the spot.
Now it's gonna kill me forever.
You're like, no, the oh wait, what are they called again? Yeah, those shards, guys, the blue ones. That's all we're the blue shards. But yeah,
manipulative.
Yeah, that's
there it is.
Manipulative. Yeah. I'll be like, oh yeah, I got. Wait, no, that's the blue ones. Whoops, my bad.
Yep. Fun fact: the red ones are called conjure shards.
Yes.
The purple ones are called directional shards, the yellow ones are called passive shards, and the green ones are, of course, familiars.
So the reason between the conjure and the manipulation, or the the directional shards, is the conjure shards are just a simple cast. Like you tap Y or whatever button, and it just casts the shard. Whereas a directional shard, you're actually able to guide and aim, which is a really kind of a neat mechanic that was in this game. When it came out, like, he was like, oh, I have like free range to kind of control this stuff. That's pretty neat. Most of the times you just kind of like lay it neutral for the most part, but there are some instances with, like, say, a Void Ray or Tisro, you'll use that directional. Of course, Dimension Shift being a directional shard, you would be able to have full range of like where you teleport, so it's pretty neat.
I do want to point attention to something, a critical pivotal point in the race just now occurred, where BadmoonZ is not using mana anymore.
Oh my lord, where was it?
It was in Underground and just hit the bromide here. So that route through the door in entrance over to this side of the game yielded Jeeble's glasses. So tell us what's so good about Jeeble's glass.
It's the most broken item in this game, and I both love and hate it. I love it when I find it early. I hate it when I find it 2 hours in.
Confirmed.
It's what else do you want me to say? It kind of can break the game. Like, it gives you unlimited mana. And, you know, opinions aside on, like, you know, if it's good for racing or not, it's there. And it's really a really powerful item. Dare I say, again, game changer, right? And for BadmoonZ to have it, now he's going to be able to just kind of use Throw Spear in tandem, a nice, powerful shard there to be able to kind of clear rooms a little bit faster. And Hapra it can, even with that speedrun expertise, because, you know, now you can just kind of use Throw Spear all day long.
Yeah, and that Throw Spear is a really good shard for using Jeebles with. It's really expensive. It costs like 50 or 60 mana or something like that. And it basically crosses the entire screen, so you can really farm well with that.
Well, he's about to get the good news of he just found Alcahest. I don't know if that's his first one, but he's also going to get that skull necklace there.
Oh my.
And now he can use that in tandem with Jeebles and get like that 1.5 or 1.3 boost on damage. That is just, it's going to be insane. Like, he's going to have insane, if he puts that on, please put that on. He's going to have there.
Star? Question
there
mark?
We go.
Okay.
No!
Like, what?
What is this? Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
I was like, I'm getting clowned on. Yeah, but it's just gonna give him insane clear speeds now with that, like 66 damage per spear, 3 spears on a cast, and that pierces too. So like, if I were to hit that spears on, say, that Ordog on the ground that he just killed, and it sat there, it would actually damage it again. So it's like a really good spell to be tandem with this. Of course, the main alpha one that we all know and love is Hellhound, especially if you can kind of amp it up and grade it and rank it up. We don't have it yet for either runner, but I think that's going to be our next lookout, is like, when is that shard? Because if that's early in the game and BadmoonZ can get it, that's going to be really big for him.
We already have some gunpowder to amp it up too, and I imagine some rubies from just random chests around. So like, yeah, if they find that, then well, at least BadmoonZ is going to be in pretty good shape. I mean, there might be a way to get Jeebles without finding it there. Hapra might be able to do some Alcahest.
So shout outs to Symphony of the Night there with the upside down kind of pushing chair of OD. Nets 2 chests. It netted 1 chest. What did it net again? In Symphony of the Night, do you remember?
It's like a lot of stuff. It's like many items. We see Hapra using Flamethrower. Really good shard. Drains your mana very quickly, so you can see already out of mana, but does like a lot of damage.
Right next to a save, he's just killing it, though.
Exactly. And this is Andraelphus, Andy for short, and kind of a mid-boss in the game. Gives you double jump, which is pretty critical shard. But
one thing I want to see him do, just a little bit more DPS, is kind of hold on to that accelerator too, because if you do get close while you're jumping, you're going to be hitting him again for another like chip damage of like 7 to 9 damage. And I know that sounds like not a lot, but every jump you're just doing extra damage to the boss, so just a little bit more. But yeah, that's a really great fight there.
Oh, we get the semi-charged Chisel Barrage. That can do a lot of damage pretty fast.
So that's just another one. We see Summon Gearmon, not the Summon Hellhound we want from Hapra side. In fact, I don't think he wants to see Hellhound. He doesn't know it yet, but he doesn't want to see Hellhound right now. Again, just a very... it could be a good game changer, but that Chisel Barrage, very abusable. Those familiar with the speedrun know about the kind of the down, I call it the downshift or the down spam, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, basically
I call it like crouch spamming.
Yeah, you can just like crouch spam and hold your directional shard, and some directional shards like you know, Aqua Stream works with it, Chisel Barrage works with it, but Chisel Barrage has more damage, especially if it's ranked up, and has more range, right? So it's a very dangerous shard for BadmoonZ to kind of acquire here.
Just summon Tracer there on the Rolsha, so nothing too exciting in library, but obviously OD hooking us up with some books that power us up to do more magic, physical, whatever damage you want. He has a book for it, but you only get to pick one right now, and then you can come back and get more. So this is the upper library, a bit more dangerous. All these like gears and stuff are all over the place, but we do have Aegis Plate. So if Hapra has that on, probably in good shape. It didn't look like he even touched any of the gears anyway, so it didn't matter. Really clean movement. Meanwhile, BadmoonZ going through tower. We'll see if he elects to continue. Hapra actually getting a pretty nice shard here. Words of Wisdom. Considering he doesn't have Jeebel's glasses, Words of Wisdom basically makes all your shard costs cheaper. So that's a really nice hit in his position. But we're starting to get to the points in the game where the enemies get a lot tougher. And so the throw spear DPS that BadmoonZ has will totally just eclipse the DPS that Hapra has from attacking. Like, he's moving fast, he's got the tech, but throw spear is just killing everything.
So it could save Hapra too in that instance, as there are drinks in the shop. So they do have the book as well. I think they both have it, so they're able to craft more if they have the ingredients. But it's also a very good, you know, use or in lieu of Jeebels, where like for say bosses, they're able to kind of spam and get that kill speed up to keep up with like someone that has Jeebels, for example. But as you see, like almost using up all their mana just to T-shift up there. I believe still has Invert as well. Gets the cat ears as well. We need that. So that's nice.
Yep. And BadmoonZ kind of memeing it up here and checking the Gujin cages.
I do that like once, just to kind of get the drop, and then if I hit there,
that's what he did too. But you know, we have access to Train and Oriental, where there are way more of those enemies, so it's a funny play, but it's fine.
Just another manipulative shard. Okay, so a lot of familiar and a lot of manipulative shards that aren't as useful.
Yeah, manipulative shards are hard in this randomizer that we're playing here, at least these settings, because we start with Accelerator. You kind of just always want to have that on, so it does devalue those a decent amount. Craftwork obviously is progression in some cases, but some of the other ones can be hard to use, like Standstill, if you have Jeebel's glasses, can be a big one. And maybe Bunny Morphosis, like for some boss kills, and honestly, some DPS works really well. I don't know what's going on here in OT. Maybe BadmoonZ just catching up on the card. He saw him like looking away.
Yeah, he missed the other chest.
No, he got both. Yeah,
no,
I know.
One only spawned, so
I know he had to go. I know he had to go back, but like he was just like memeing up there on OD. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And there's Andy. That's the power of Jeebels right there.
So it doesn't help in these situations where like Hapra's just getting blocked off by Mimic not dropping a shard. Did check the bestiarity to see if it drops a shard, and there we go. And it's Tisro Zion. That's a big shard for him. So not only is that a square for him now as well on that row 4, column 1, but also now gives some DPS that he's been lacking on BadmoonZ for the last like 10 or 15 or so minutes with that Jeebels. So it's going to really even out the playing field. It's not going to be as much as, say, a Throw Spear, but honestly, it just gives a lot of bang for your buck and utility that like you're not really going to notice not having it. So that's a really good pickup there.
Fantastic find.
The old adage, right? Like if you don't have a shard drop, you remember when I said this? If you don't have a shard drop, it's going to be good. Like 90% of the time until it's not.
Pretty much. And we did have Jackpot on Andy, which kind of opens up a possibility of column 1, because those expertise shards might just fall in line if you're just able to hit some shards here and there. But draining the blood fountain might be the critical piece of that puzzle, as well as the gold bullet. So, I mean, we're getting close, because we've been hitting a lot of those helms. The cat ears, the wolf hood, the silver tiara.
It's interesting that Hapra hasn't equipped the Tisro yet. So I get it because they have.
There it is. There it is.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, because he's using shortcut. Okay, the short I never use. LOL.
An assassin's vest and double jump.
That's really nice. Oh god, double jump is so good with accelerator. That's gonna just amp up his movement now. That's so good. I love double jump with accelerator. I love like the double jump high jump combo because you can like, you know, with
fly
high
around.
jump, its big weakness is you have to wait for its frames on utilization, but with like double jump, you can just cancel it, right, and just kind of dive down. So I really like getting that before like a high jump. I like high jump, but yeah, double jump's a really great movement item.
Oh.
Oh, just hit.
Just hit. Abyssal Dragon.
What is this, dude? Oh, God.
And has switched over to using Faltayab as a primary shard, it looks
You know
like.
It's not bad. You can spam Faltayab, right? Tizro is good for long range. It does give you deeps, but Faltayab, if you spam it, you're able to not only like retain mana spend on there, like as you see the mana's barely going down, but also DPS. But yeah, it just says, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna wiggle my Tizro.
Pinwheel the Tizro, yeah.
Which will kind of direct those the fairies away. God, Titania's, that's what it is. We'll just kind of like push them away. So they know they have to do some damage before they strike with it. But yeah. Yeah, there's a Faltayab. Tizro, as good as it is for range and damage, does have again some frames you have to wait for between the next hit. So while it's like very overpowered in some circumstances, you still have to wait. Whereas a Faltayab here, you're just gonna get faster DPS as long as you're up close, and just really smart shard utilization here we're seeing from Hapra as well. I guess we could expect, right? Because again, being a speedrunner of the game, right? Just to
exactly,
kind of with it, so.
And he's going through, he's starring his objectives, like the katana expertise. That's another good trick you can do in this game, is you can highlight certain shards or items and things just to help you understand what you have, what you're looking for.
I just did it.
Kind of thing.
Yep. Center square, everyone. Let's pay attention to that one. That's a big square we're gonna have to look out for. So we already had that Tizro.
Hey, look, a center square immediately.
Hey. Well, there's the star is now gone. And yeah. Center square.
BadmoonZ hit directed shield.
Do you like Void Ray or do you like Tizro more?
I mean, if I had to pick, I think I like Void Ray more because you can keep damaging things through iframes.
Oh, that's nice. Yep, there we go. Let's go. That's all the movement minus deep sinker in the game with that high jump find. That's huge. So again, like I said, high jump and double jump. This is gonna go real fast and finds a Valk sword.
Yeah, what is all this free up here at Hull? Yeah.
Oh please, Jeebel's underground. Yeah, but like.
Okay, fair enough.
There's so much up here. It's crazy. I would rather have Jeebel's, right? But you know what?
Yeah. Because you're gonna
has
get to
me
Hull,
over the moon right now. I just got double jump, high jump, Tizro Void Ray, and a Valk sword within like the last 5 minutes, and I think a Valk Tiara as well recently. Like crazy.
I mean, I feel like the center square is like the biggest relief out of all of that. It's just like it's not even like the DPS or or whatever. It's the bingo. Like you have so many more bingo options now. Just having that center square on the table.
I like the once over on. Is Valk sword really that much good? Yeah, it's really that good. It's like I think 3rd best in class right now for what's available. Was like Blue Rose, and then you get into like those meme options like.
No, I think it's just second to Blue Rose actually.
Well, Oracle Blade could.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right,
I got you.
And then like some of the great swords are better damage, quote unquote, but like DPS wise, it's not as good. So.
Ooh, and it turned out that Steel Breastplate was there on the Gamagan, the horse enemy, and Hapra did pick up an Iron Breastplate. It was on the... I thought it was on the Gargoyle, but it looks like it was on the sword. Damn, so the Bloodbringer... We got a train play from BadmoonZ. I'm excited for this.
We got an 8-bit Nightmare. Hidden area.
This is his first hit on the Assassin. Craftwork immediately.
Shoutouts to original Castlevanias here with this 8-bit dimension, I guess you can call it. Where basically Hapra's going through an iteration of earlier times in video game history and killing some 8-bit dudes. Really killing some 8-bit dudes.
This doesn't mean that BadmoonZ is putting off some movement here, but it's not as critical in this area. But if he starts moving underground, he's going to miss out on some real good movement.
Actually going through the title screen here. Interesting. I think they're like, you know, I'm not hitting. I'm going to come back here later. See ya. It's just weird. It's interesting that they didn't peek to see zombie. Like, I get it not wanting to do 8-bit overlord if you don't have to do it. But it's just weird not doing the zombie, I think. Unless they saw the zombie. I don't know.
Trying to decide where to farm this archdemon, I guess. You can see there's definitely some mana management going on over here on Hapra's side, and BadmoonZ can just do whatever. Here's some flamethrowers for you. I know you're throwing one at me, Train, but I can also do it.
So I'll call out too with Hapra's use of like Void and Tissera. Like, I think they're holding off for too long, right? Like, because you normally just want to tap the shard, and then you just be able to safeguard your mana a little bit. But I guess the save's right there, so it's not too bad. I get like that sometimes too. I'm just like, you know, I got the mana, I just want to spend it. But yeah. They're probably just thinking, why don't I have Jeebles already? I don't want to worry about this anymore.
That would be nice, but you can't always count on that.
So we see a vanilla hammer knuckle there on the train boss. The glutton train? Like, what's it
Glutton
called?
Train, yeah.
Glutton train, yeah. That's like a randomization limitation. They have to have it there. It's like Craftwork being how it is. Oh, by the way, yeah, so if you wondered why our runners haven't gone to Craftwork, that's kind of a thing. Again, another limitation with how the randomizer's been constructed. Basically, they have to have Craftwork enabled to go through the fights, so without it, they just get like shortcut, and then the game just kind of soft locks.
Yep, BadmoonZ has placed shortcut there because the shard you can get in other places. All the candles in the game are vanilla, so you don't have to really worry about that
I
part of
think
the game.
Are never anything good. Quote me if I'm wrong, but
they can be. They can be good for bingo, but they're not necessarily important for progression.
Right, like it could still be like a Jeebles or
it could be like a Jeebles or a key. It could be a key. Yeah.
So speaking of keys, I do want to call it that Hapra does have that Carpenter key, which we do need the Defeat Master Carpenter square there. I don't know if BadmoonZ went there in entrance. I'm not sure.
Oh, did you see what BadmoonZ picked up there?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, that's Zangetsudo over on the train. That's a big deal.
So you have Z-Sword and you have Jeebles. What is your next play, guys?
Oriental. You got to give the sword back to Zangetsu.
Oriental. Yeah, no, it's not there. It's,
it might actually be, though. We have Carpenter Key and Defeat Gargoyle and Gap on the card. Like, give me a break. And save Benjamin 3 times. If you have the Waystones, you do it. I think you do it.
Get out of here with this Oriental play. I like the Den. It has tons of chests, has tons of shards. You got Jeebles. Your DPS is up there. You got Chisel Barrage. Like, if you're... You know, BadmoonZ ranks that up in shop. Like, that's going to be a big deal, honestly. Because that Chisel Barrage just flies. Your DPS is crazy. Has Flamethrower. Doesn't even need it.
Yeah. Could also power that
range,
up.
Right? But yeah.
Yeah. This is a good DPS for what he has right now. Just like for bosses, mostly.
But that's where I'm thinking, right? I want to see what shop has after this train here. Because, again, with doing train... after defeating the boss, triggers that instance in the shop that increases the amount of items you have. I think it's 15 or 20 items extra added, and it's all random. So it could be like better food items, better mats. Again, we talked about Alcahest. That's something maybe we can talk about a little bit now. Could have that there, could have other items. But yeah, you want to just give a quick intro to Alcahest, I guess?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that's kind of what Hapra's doing right now, is just thumbing around in the crafter and the shop. So there is a material called Alcahest that's on 3 different enemies in the game. They've already found one of that to be the viewer in this game, but again, the drop tables are shuffled amongst all monsters, so it can change from game to game. But you can use Alcahest to deconstruct items into other items. So basically, items craft from other items in the vanilla game. In Randomizer, all of those are shuffled. So it looks like there's also an Ectoplasm drop and a ×2 Alcahest drop from the cities or she's here.
That's a really good spot for it. I think he's gonna stay. Like, if there's a warp,
there's a warp. There's a warp free.
Yeah. Oh my god. He's like, I don't know if he's jumping because he can't get inverted or he's jumping because he's so happy right now. I would bail on this. Honestly, I would just check shop if it had Alcahest, and then I would just be like, all right, I'm coming back and just gonna check to see what Alcahest deconstructs I can do. But then go from there, because again, we have quite a few item cards here, or item squares on the card that could really kind of turn the tides here. So you have Jeebles, you have Z-Sword, you have the ×2 right by a warp. That's really super accessible. BadmoonZ got to be feeling pretty good, but you know, Hapra's doing really well as well, and has all the movement that BadmoonZ doesn't really have, like double jump and high jump, has both Tisro and Void Ray. Has a Valk Sword, so has means of DPS. So it's a pretty interesting way how like both runners have kind of cultivated through the seed to start.
But that movement's all up by Hall of Termination. So basically, if BadmoonZ follows the Z-Sword up to Hall and continues getting all the shards like he's been doing, should not be a problem.
They're just checking
there's
that demon.
There's a Brigandine in there.
Oh, get out of here with that. I think BadmoonZ just kind of like threw up his hands like, get out of here with that. But yeah, we see Hapra there getting the Chisel Breast. Also checking that demon menu we've kind of talked about, where you can kind of reference, you know, what shards you have and haven't gotten by the indication of like that little shard kind of icon, I guess, by the monster name. Also can check that to see if the monster actually does drop a shard.
Wait, he can buy Alcahest right now?
Can he?
Or maybe he crafted it. Maybe I missed that.
I don't think he crafted it. I think it's available from Train. So that's like double OP. So Train is just the play.
Look at that. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he didn't deconstruct.
Oh, there's the Claymore in Upper Cathedral. But
yeah, he's paying 11 for
something. Spend another way to get that.
He's paying 11 for something. What is it? Reflector Ray, lol, does not need that.
Already has it, actually. Oh, and there's 2 Waystones for Hapra, too. So this might really work.
So yeah, he's just going to go down this list now and check to see like what he can shop for. Because literally with his Alcahest, it's pretty free as long as he has the materials. Could get into an infinite money scenario. I don't think we're going to go too much or spend too much time or any time talking about that, but it could happen.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go over if it does happen, but yeah, there's some really jank ways we can manipulate like how Alcahest deconstructs, but not really seeing too much. I mean, you got Jeebles. Like, I guess you're just looking for a summon ring at that point, right? Or your squares, really, with that deconstruct.
Yeah, you're looking for your squares mostly, I want to say, and just think about what's possible. Like, can I win right now with Alcahest? That's a question you need to ask yourself when you have access to so much Alcahest.
It's so strong, right? And again, like, if you don't have Jeebles, I'm so amped for having Alcahest. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We're gonna find it, and then you find it like 5 chests later.
Yep, confirmed.
So it's just one of those kind of games, guys. Yeah, Hapra back up here in the Millionaires area, I call it. It's actually the Hall of Termination. Gonna go back to Cathedral as well. I think just want the save for the mana. Not sure.
And as suspected, it looks like BadmoonZ is doing Upper Library into likely a Hall play here. Maybe going for that den. Are there any tiles even like...
Doesn't have Dull Hammerhead. That's the one they're missing. Okay. And Ribbon. Got it.
Yeah, Ribbon. But, like... There's nothing actually in den other than the shards. I guess there's a Ice Elemental, maybe. You can hit those you can hit elementals other places.
There's tons of shards down there, but there's tons of chests down there, like in Icy Tomb Den area. That's true. Why I like going there. And if you have the deeps, like in BadmoonZ situation, it's a great play. If I'm in Hapra's situation, I probably still go Den. I mean, I have Tisro and Void. I'm good. I don't like my DPS going down there with just those, but you know what? I could hit Jeebles down there. I could hit more squares down there, so I don't mind pushing. But
there is 80% shard completion on the card, so hitting a lot of shards is good.
It's your late game area, a lot of high HP monsters down there that hit for a ton. I like going there. It's almost like an automatic call. If I have Jeebles, I just go there. My levels, I level so fast. There's Tisro on BadmoonZ side. I level so fast when I go down the underground too with Jeebles, just because like you just murder everything, right? You get lots of levels quick, makes you stronger, increases your luck. I think increases your drop rate as well. I don't know, not confirmed. Drop rate is so jank in this game. It's like really weird, as you know. Like you can have all the luck in the world and still not hit shards, or you can have double Solomon, doesn't work. Like it's a weird kind of game that way. But yeah, I just find I get like way more shards when I'm stronger leveled. I guess maybe because I'm killing faster. I don't know, but
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. BadmoonZ equipping the first scarf he's found, the tattered scarf. Big Blaze.
The anti Ace Zero play of just equipping everything he's got, even the tattered scarf gets some love. Meanwhile, Ace Zero's like would have starved to death. This was like real life.
Oh, I have all Ace Zero and Darkest have a match coming up later today too, so it's gonna be an exciting one as well.
What do you call that cat? Like, what's its actual name?
Nyabon.
But is it like its actual like mythical name? Is there an actual Nyabon, or is that just something they called it?
Well, like I think in the Japanese culture, like all the cats go nya. So
okay, but Nyabon. Like in Japanese cultures, they're like 30 feet tall, horned cats with wings.
Confirmed.
Okay, so I know. So like, I guess
I can't. I tried.
I'm like alone.
All the knowledge I could provide. Okay. But yeah, it looked like BadmoonZ did hit the capacity objective, and all you need to do to check that is just equip a gun, equip some ammo, and it'll tell you what your maximum is.
You know, I normally just click that if I've gotten like 9,000 of them. I'm like, yeah, I got that square. But yeah, for the rules, just to confirm, check the gun.
Yeah,
but every time I check it, I'm like, oh, I have 89.
In your
Okay,
things.
I have like 89 capacity. I'm good. Yep. You hit so much capacity in this game. It's crazy.
That's true. Really curious if BadmoonZ is about to hit this Thunder Elemental coming through and getting the vest and everything. It could hit the shard, maybe doesn't get the vest.
There's a nice Ossipete find there of the Circular Ripper. Unfortunately, another shard we don't need on Hapra's side. Using that tap methodology there with the Void Ray, just kind of sniping it. Gets the shard there for the Light Elemental. BadmoonZ getting double jump.
Yep.
There's his movement. He's getting better movement now. He's like, oh, yeah, heck yeah. Let's go.
Yep, and that's 2 elementals for Hapra, which is good.
He's so over the moon right now.
There's another Waystone.
Yeah, I was going to say, please go up there, Hapra. There we go. Okay. Because we have those 2 extra chests there. You don't have to commit to Oriental right now if you don't want to, but you know, it's a play. You could do it.
Yeah, and you get the item under or in the bell, too.
Yeah, you're strong enough. You're strong enough with that Void or Tisro and a Valkyrie. I think you're strong enough for Oriental, honestly. So,
what I don't like about this play is not doing the Benjamin quest first.
Yeah, but if you hit a warp, and you have a warp
true.
Here, so it's not too bad to get back, but they're going to be able to get that Tafika, Gargoyle, and Gap. Like, the second he kills a Gap, it's over for that, so.
Oh, and going back out.
See you later.
Going back, yep.
Doesn't even want the Gargoyle quest.
Maybe this is the Benjamin play.
It could be, yeah. Well, they have to go to Waterfall again, though, right?
Yeah.
They're probably like, where is Benjamin again? I can believe it.
That's another part of this. That's another part of this bingo. Is it really helps you explore new areas of the game, and there's the Void Ray. So BadmoonZ catching up on these tiles, actually pulling ahead a little bit.
Power of Deebles and Skull Necklace. Set it and forget it. And there's high jumps, and now all caught up on the movement. So yeah. Kind of, again, not surprising. You know, you have that Jeebles, you get that Z-Sword, you're like, I'm just gonna go to Den. Easy. Yeah, there's Benjamin cashing #1 for Hapra there.
I like the play. You get a lot of money from doing the Benjamin quest too, which can help you with Alcahest or other purchases you might need on an item heavy card like this. So I do like the play. Just get everything done while you're up in Oriental, because it's kind of out of the way. And if you don't hit a warp up there, like, it's a long walk back.
Right, so we're starting to see the cards starting to fill out a little bit now. On Hapra's side, I'm starting to see that diagonal form a little bit better. Just missing a couple of things for the bottom left square. Bottom left corner there for a diagonal. Needs to kill a gap for that other one, and then needs, I think, throwing axe. That fine diagonal there. Has a good look at that line with the 80% shard and the Dollar Hammer and Malediction. I believe has Malediction now, just needs the Dollar Hammer for the 3.
I think so.
And, but the other one's still kind of question marks. I see, like, column 3 or row 3 looks pretty free to me. Mine is Jackpot and Gold Bullet. And other than that, still kind of question marks, right? Like, we still, the shards are really going to be adding mystique to, like, how this card's going to finish off. And I guess items, to an extent, kind of will as well. BadmoonZ just melting Bloodless.
What do you mean? What Bloodless?
Yeah.
And also
literally Bloodless.
Yeah, basically. Just snagged an expertise shard for doing so as well. So
fun fact with Bloodless, how the mechanic works is any kind of slash attack will draw blood from her, and midpoint of the fight she'll actually cast Bloodsteal as her vanilla shard and will suck up all that blood, heal her through the fight. Well, if you use something cool like Flamethrower that's, you know, a shard and not a slash attack, doesn't create any blood on the ground, so she'll use Bloodsteal and not get any blood back, and pretty much just die. It's pretty much all there is to it. Just dies. There's another waystone for BadmoonZ.
That's good. The singles are guaranteed. They don't have to show up so early, but
yeah,
this is very much working out in BadmoonZ's favor.
Yeah, it's still early. I mean, again, I don't think it's Jeebles in that crazy a spot. And, you know, if Hapra were to go to Underground next, which I think they're going to go train first.
I think he's going train right now with this kind of routing.
Yeah, when they elect to go Underground. It's not.
Maybe this is the Aegis play,
not a bad spot.
Maybe he already did Aegis play. I see the map filled in.
No, I didn't think he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
He's just cleaning up some shards here, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
I hate that shard, by the way. Not the shard, the actual monster.
The enemy.
That's terrible.
It can be.
Did you see, like, that high jump? This is why I love high jump, double jump. Like, he's literally just floating in the air and using double jump to cancel it. It's so cool.
It's amazing movement. Like, the movement in this game is just so much fun. Like, to just fly through this game.
If you find
the accelerator. Yeah, right, of course. I mean, even otherwise, like, the game plays real smooth. Ooh, there's Pickpocket for BadmoonZ up in the 8-bit area that Hapra bailed on.
Not a required shard, but a really nice one.
It's on the card.
Is it?
It's column 3, row 1.
Ew. That sucks. Kind of a free one if you know the trick to farm the zombies pretty effectively too, but yeah,
I don't know if we have money as power or not.
I don't think so. Sure. I don't think either of them have it, but yeah, no, it's a great chart anyways to have, because then it just increases your drop rate on monsters base, right? So really nice to have there. I'm really upset he's not using Chisel Barrage right now and collecting for Void personally, but it is what it is.
Anyways, Hapra will find that Z sword here coming up, so it's going to equalize things, hopefully identifies the newly minted Alcahest in the shop, and we'll be able to knock out some of these other objectives. But yeah, these Jeebles have been a game changer here for BadmoonZ. We might even see Hapra try to craft or deconstruct for Jeebles.
I honestly would like to see, just for the sake of the race, I would like to see a deconstruct for Jeebles, just to even the fight out a little bit, right? But we'll see what happens. I don't think I saw one on BadmoonZ side when he was going through the mats. But, you know, Hapra has done a little bit more of the game, so it'll be interesting to see if they just happen to have an item that allows for it. I was worried Hapra soft lock there. I didn't see the pull off. on the face guard there. Unfortunately, that's a bad spot in the game. You can actually soft lock to still unknown reasons. I think there's like some kind of a conjecture on what causes it. Like, I have my superstitions on what not to do in that fight to not cause it, but I've still had it happen, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might be overkill on the boss.
It's like overkill or damaging it during the cutscene, or not standing in a specific spot. Like, there's so many different things that go through my head that I try to do. I'm one of those guys that are like, all right, what did I do to not soft lock? Okay, let's just do that forever now, because I don't know what causes it. That's pretty much it. BadmoonZ going right for that Gremory fight with that Z-Sword.
I guess it's kind of Gremory-ish.
Gremory Senior, Junior, Jeeble, Jubble. Is it Jeeble or Jubble?
It's Jeeble.
Why is he not Jubble though?
Gerbil.
No, Jubble.
I don't know.
There's Gremory.
Tell the voice actors to do a better job, I guess. I thought they did a great job.
There's Gremory.
Personally.
I don't know, man. If you don't play with the Japanese voice pack in this game, you're not playing the game, I don't think. That's how the real gamers play this game. I like how you played it with, like, it for a week and then you just stopped. Couldn't take it anymore.
Not doing it.
I still have mine on, dude. Real gamer hours over here. Look at this, just really smart farm there by Hapra too. Again, using the Void Ray, taking care of the Poison Toad specific here. Really good spot for it.
And just refill the mana from the save. That's a huge tactic.
Yeah, using the save rooms for mana is a really nice tactic, honestly, to speed up some farm times. All right, good. That's the Z-Sword there. Gonna be happy to find that.
Yep, kind of make some plays clear going forward. But that'll probably make him dodge Jeebles more, potentially.
Yeah, I think so too, but we'll see.
But
again, we'll see what happens when, you know, they get to the town. They already have Outcast. They might run into that times two. And, you know, it'll click pretty quick. Like, oh, that's amazing. And then, you know, if I saw in chat that BadmoonZ maybe crafted the Outcast after that, because sometimes when you find an item, it'll allow you to either deconstruct or craft it, be able to buy it in shops. So
great tactic.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
BadmoonZ's a little indecision here, honestly. Trying to figure out what to do.
Den, go to Den, dude. You know you want to.
Yeah, I feel like Den is pretty strong. I think going to the secret sorcery lab is pretty strong because we have strike oppose on top of a cow statue and elementals on the card. But yeah, it's like I made the choice to go to train early. Maybe my opponent did not in this case. They didn't. And so you could just be pushing that,
right?
Yeah.
Like I got Jeebles. I got that early Z-Sword. I considered it early. I've already done it. I'm gonna go do it, right? Like, cause like with the shards they have, I'm gonna like face tank everything. Everything's gonna melt and die around me. Like, I'm gonna get super leveled up by it. I'm then gonna turn that into you know, I'm gonna enjoy way more damage on my Tisro Void Ray or whatever shard you want to use when I get back up there. I'm probably gonna start one-hitting things with like Tisro Void Ray. So like again, there's like a lot of inherent advantages about pushing that early. See the harp? Was that required?
Harpe? I don't think so.
No, it was not.
We don't have the sword objective there.
Yeah. This is the bingo brain. Like I see a thing that might be required. I'm just like, it's not required.
Sound the alarm. There's a thing on the card, but no, there isn't. But we do see the Alcaz farm here.
The bingo classic, right? You get like 9 squares that you don't have that aren't on the card. It's great.
Yep.
I think that's 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh.
One more.
One more. Yep.
And this is also a handy thing to do. What Hapra's doing is farming up this Alcaz and also checking the menu there for the enemy list to see what shards you've collected, what shards are on certain enemies, what you need to hit. So needed to hit the city there. And got the bone toss, now can leave. What is is this aqua stream on this scythe might
What is
play?
this?
What is going on over here?
I'm real upset he got that. I'm really glad that's not square, by the way. I hate that stuff. Those are like the meme. Those are like the meme spots. Like, let's be honest.
What is happening right now? Like, he wore the tattered scarf, but he ain't putting on the talisman scarf. Farms the scythe might for aqua stream. I like it. Solsky's speechless after this. Doesn't know what to say.
I'm watching Hapra just get enamored by that game strip sword. They might be going over some other like materials and stuff, like the wiki for other stuff. So
yeah, that's also a good point. There's a lot of information out there online. If you're looking for like just the good word on what drop tables have, what items and stuff like that, you can get a lot of information. So would recommend getting plugged into that if you're ever stuck.
Did you say plugged in because of the game strip? Is this real life?
I'm trying.
All right, I think that's 3 and 3. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that was the first Sacred Shade bet. Like, I don't think BadmoonZ did a malediction shard. Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, again, in my favorite farm area for this. I hate doing them individually. This is like the go-to. You got this square. This is where you want to be. If you can route it in.
Like how he's trying to dance on top of this gear while doing
That's what I do. I actually dance on the other gear. It just seems to flow better. But I noticed from watching Hapra there that being on the floor is actually just as good. So I think I'm just going to change to that.
There's the cat ears.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Getting there. Not getting the shards, though. That's for sure. Okay, there's number 2 on Malediction.
Okay, so Hapra going over the shop. Sees the Kung Fu shoes, gonna buy them, needs them. And I think I saw every single gun for Renee's Requiem there. That's crazy. There's the shoes. So paying attention to those 5 differently named shoes. Does have 5 in shop. That's a lot of money. Guys, fellas, if you're out there and you're like your girl or whomever likes shoes, like, yeah, this is like reality right now.
There's a bronze chest guard there as well, but it's not a breastplate specifically. So be careful on that one.
I remember that was one of the first things I said. I'm like, isn't Aegis Blade a breastplate? And you're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's literally a breastplate. And you're like, no, it's not named a breastplate. I'm like, come on, man. So you actually had to put in the doc.
It's in the description of the item that it's a breastplate.
At least it's not as bad as the horse eye or the monocle. Okay, for the glasses, I get it. But the breastplate one, I had an actual argument. It's actually a breastplate. Like,
it's literally written in the description of the item.
All right, so I hope that, again, for Hapra's sake, that they're able to figure out. Oh, there's a Valar craftable. Might want that.
Spicy, but I don't know if he identified the Alcaz though.
That's what I mean is either to craft it or deconstruct it. Because if they're able to deconstruct Alcaz, which they should be able to, right there. Go back. No, don't do it. Gets to use the Dullahammer head though for the Ectoplasm. That's free, so it just needs the ribbon now. Yeah, they want to go back to Alcaz. They might not know. They deconstructed. They could craft it. Oh, no.
Yeah. BadmoonZ did pick up the Dullahammer and Malediction shard, so on a good path for this row 4, and potentially this top left to bottom right. But we don't know where the Bloodsteel shard is, and that's what's holding up that column 1, row 1.
I do want to call out too, it didn't look like Jeebles was available for deconstruct either. So even without the Alcaz deconstruct for the craft, it's
ouch.
Yeah. There's your Japanese cat, I guess. Oh, Oriental play coming up. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Still hasn't done the second
well,
Benjamin, but I think it's good.
Because again, you're gonna get that square with the kill.
Okay.
Nope, no.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
There we go. Yay! I can click things.
We did it.
That's the gap.
Make sure to check this one location here. I like it. Sometimes
we gotta come up with a name for that
there.
guy.
He's gotta have a name, right?
Bowler hat stand.
I like it. Oh, there's Bloodsteel on the Hagenti. Told you to go to Oriental. No one listens to me. Also, there's two to three objectives on the card. Let's be real.
Huh?
It's like Gap, Carpenter, and Benjamin 3 times. Like,
yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad play. I like the play. I like the play when they went there the first time.
Yeah.
Because they can, even though they don't have Benjamin, they can come back here pretty quick. It's a really acceptable spot. It's early in Oriental. It's not like the time commitment is not bad. Like if they had to go all the way back to Z's 2, then I'd be a little more worried if there's no warps. But like in front of Oriental, who cares? You can get back there with the accelerator, no problem.
Yeah, what counts is the routing, right? Like,
yeah, I get it in the time cost, but it's not that critical. I wonder what they're looking for right now.
Maybe they saw something in the crafter for Jeebles Deconstruct or something they wanted. That could be
goal oriented. Yeah, we're gonna see BadmoonZ here. Check that. Check that chest.
His favorite item, Mithridate.
All right, it was nothing good. Yeah, you never want to see something that a runner forgets be something good. That's happened to me way too many times. Oh, there's the fairy dust right there, off the cap actually that they just got for the square. So, oh, that's why the ribbon. Okay, so just needs the double hammerhead. So now I'm starting to see that column 1 line up here, and now I'm starting to see that that diagonal bottom up top right.
That's a good one, and they already have throwing axe. They just need axe strike.
Yep.
There's money as power. Oh snap!
Doesn't that pickpocket? Does they?
I don't think he went to... I think that was in the 8-bit.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's such a bad spot. That's a kind of a committal piece, right? Like, I like going 8-bit. I like getting those shards. Sometimes you can't get them. But I don't want to just, like, leave and then not get anything kind of thing. I always like to peer it out. And I feel like it being on the zombie, they might not know about the invert trick. Where you can kind of infinitely spawn those zombies. But you can spawn them anyways with screen scrolling, but... just not knowing that and missing on that one's gonna hurt because that would have been a free tile for them right now.
It's a bad spot right now, but it's actually not too bad, honestly, because they have Z-Sword, right? So, like, they're gonna need to go up there and beat up Jeeble anyways if they want access to Den. So, it could be the best time to just dip 8-bit and try to hit some more shards. So BadmoonZ back with Waystones for Benjamin. Looks like maybe has a plan in mind. Possibly going for column 2, which looks kind of item heavy. But with knowledge that Alcahest is in shop, you can maybe feel a lot better about that choice. Also hit the Aqua Stream off of the Scythe Might. We did have Invert to get down here, and even Dimension Shift. So I don't really feel like that's like a logical play that you need to be pushing here.
I don't like it, but
it
is what it is.
There is, pose on a cow statue down here. So I think it's still a good play to come down here at some point. Clearing Desert, clearing Inferno, that's like starting to get to be a lot of additional checks that maybe we don't need to be doing. But maybe he's routing around Desert right now by going the way he's going.
Just call out for Hapra side. There's Gold Bullet, one of our required shards there. Got that.
And we do have Jackpot, so that's a tile right there.
Oh, he does have that one?
It was on Andy. So
excellent. That's 4 squares you're getting here. Nowhere until Alu just smiling from ear to ear.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm just gonna mark this one here by the time it hits the restream.
Yeah. The only unfortunate part of not having Jeebles here is, yeah, you can be safe with invert. This is a good strategy by Hapra, but it's gonna take forever. This guy has a ton of HP. I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000 HP. Maybe 6,666. It might be a meme number.
Using some speedrun strats here with the Inferno Breath. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Aqua Stream for a little bit better DPS. Better mana control, but yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised without Jeebles this late hasn't loaded up on drinks, because then, like, in these situations, you can just load up on shard DPS, right? By just powering down those drinks, like they're, you know, Monster Energy drinks. Not sponsored.
It's a really good point, though.
Oh my, get out of here with that. Gets the Teps Osius off the Demon Lord. Jesus, dude, get out of here.
Just hit.
Just hit. Gets the Abyssal Dragon. Gets the Demon Lord.
But actually, just reset and now hasn't defeated the Carpenter.
Well,
anymore.
I just don't click that. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe just didn't like the scenario they were in for the fight.
Maybe
with
they're
all
low
the
on
Demon
health.
Lords.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the food situation.
Food.
That's another thing you have to. We haven't really touched on too much, but food is like really broken in this game.
It's some chest over here too, on that right side. I don't know if they checked it earlier.
Might have checked it earlier.
They did.
Maybe not. But yeah, food is really broken in this game because it refills your health immediately. Same with drinks. We were talking about mana regen. Drinks refill your mana immediately. So like if you're in a pinch and you're about to die, you can just eat something and refill your health completely. Or you could eat like 5 things all at once and Miriam just chomps it all down. No problem. No issues.
Wait, do they still have gold bullet now with that reset?
Good question. I feel like they hit it before they hit the save, though.
Maybe?
We'll have to go back to the VOD for that one, maybe, but that's rough. Hopefully...
I'm gonna double check right now.
Yeah. Skipping a couple chests here. Hopefully has some food in hand. Okay, has the food. I think maybe just got low on mana, so didn't want to do the Carpenter...
Yeah, maybe.
Like, finish. Or isn't even considering that? No. There's no way they're not considering that column. That column looks free at this point. Right? Column 4 is looking really nice. Especially coming here. No warp up here either, which is a little bit annoying. Anyways, we do have BadmoonZ in the Secret Sorcery Lab now. Gonna go take out some of these enemies like Lamage 2, Dark Elemental. There's another boss here, Doppelganger, that we'll be fighting fairly shortly. And, okay, Hapra's back in the Carpenter fights. That's good. Playing it slow and steady might be the best way in this mana scenario. But we'll see how he handles it this time.
Just to confirm, I did dip the VOD. Yeah, gold bullet was saved in. So I guess just to clarify too, for the bingo rules, I hope I'm right on this. You have to keep those squares. You can't just reset out of them, correct?
Yeah, with the exception of 2 tiles. One which is basically game over at Jeeble, which is
Rip if you
something
save,
that can
by
happen.
the way.
Yeah. Or die to Bale is another option, which is the final boss of the game. With the exception of those tiles, everything else must get either locked in or you need to just, like, have them and be alive. And then end the game. That would be fine, too. You don't actually have to save. If you have all your tiles, then you're good to go. Pretty swift fight there for BadmoonZ. This is, again, that Jeeble's advantage. Such a big deal. Going back.
This looks like such an enjoyable sequence by both our runners. They just look like they're having a lot of fun right now, honestly. Not like me.
See it on BadmoonZ's face.
You're like, what do you mean? That seed was so free.
At least, yeah, this one's been moving nicely. And there's been a lot of open options available.
I couldn't believe my final time. I was like, I was more surprised I sub-3'd it, but like, come on. Dude. All right, there's the cow for BadmoonZ. That's that tile. You talked about that's down here. We got that now. Ray. Hapra
Looking
getting that
swag.
Carpenter again. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the decision has been to reset there, but I guess maybe just ran out of mana or something.
For food, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw he had a lot of food, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think. But hey, if he can come back with Jeebles, that'll be free. So I get it.
Well, he killed it, right? The second time, or did he reset again?
He reset again.
Did he?
I think so.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to go for the chest spawn.
Maybe.
There are some chests that the Carpenter can spawn up there. That's a pretty scary location for things to be.
You're right, they did reset again. I gotta click off the square again. Killing me, man.
That's really what I was trying to do, folks. Just stand still and Cerulean Splash. Nothing super exciting. And the ×2 dream. Fried fish.
Alright, there's the drain, the blood fountain.
Alright.
There we go.
Moving right along. And maybe going for some underground plays. Following BadmoonZ footsteps.
Got him.
Yeah, this is an opportunity to hit Jeebles. Our player's just like hitting all the shards everywhere, though. Actually,
you're jealous right now.
Extremely. What is this? This gets all the viewers. Oh, there's the gold bullet of legend.
Oh, for free too. Like, what is this?
Alright, there's one Ace Zero's favorite shard. There's Venom Mist. Another high-quality runner in this tournament. Actually, though, it's really cool to see people getting excited about the randomizer bingo, because we've been testing it out for like a year plus, and finally seeing a tournament like this is pretty cool.
Alright, so should be running into those Jeebles pretty shortly here.
Yeah, definitely.
I've had it here before. It's a really tricky spot for it, but it's really rewarding if you can get here early, honestly. So where specifically it was, I don't know. I want to say it was one of the last chests, so maybe in this top right one here. No,
Might be this one with the demon coming up. Not sure. There it is. Oh, hey! Now you can go back to Carpenter for free.
Just immediately equips it. He's like, oh yeah, I know what that does.
And now you just have to evaluate, what's my best option? What is the shard I'm using?
Yeah,
I'm going to hold the Void Ray button down for the rest of the game.
Flamethrower immediately. Correctly chooses Void Ray here. Does do less damage to, you know, some dark energy resistant monsters, but overall just faster DPS for the beam. Tizro does have that kind of weight. Gets amphibian speed. Nice drop. Lets him move fast through water. Again, just faster DPS with that Void Ray. Tizro does have some frame delay on damage, whereas Void Ray is really quick on that. It's like not even a second, whereas Tizro is like a couple of seconds. It's kind of awkward, but yeah. Literally doing that tech I talked about, right? You just like run and jump.
Yep.
Maintain your speed and just use Void and melt everything. It's easy.
And it looks like both of our runners pretty much simultaneously hit 500 MP. Have been kind of keeping an eye on that too.
My, where did he get that? You see what he's using? Look at this guy. Where did he get that? When did he get Hellhounds? Oh my god. BadmoonZ is jacked, guys. Jacked now. He just needs to increase the level of it, but my lord.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh god, before lap, yeah. So we talked about this earlier. Hellhound, just the OP shard of the game. Just massive room clearing, massive damage, very high mana, but Jeebles basically trivializes it. And with that skull necklace, basically almost makes everything one hit kill. Some stuff is still not one hit kill, even with the skull necklace in Den. And obviously some bosses are not. But yeah, another good shard actually to have with Jeebles is Bolai Blast. I know one.
Oh, there's Hellhound.
There's the Hellhound. Okay.
Well, Hapra just picked up Jeebles, so
just
that's good.
Immediately knows should equip that almost right away. Just checking to make sure that they have all the shards they need. And I like the approach here to farm the everything together in this one section. It's a really smart decision area to kind of go through.
Also equipping that Aegis plate to get through the spikes there, a really good
faster,
strategy. Yeah, to move through faster.
Please
you can
put on your
guard against all that. Yeah, that would be.
Love of God, put on your Hellhound.
It might not be so valuable here underwater. But there's
it's still one hit everything.
Like BadmoonZ is hitting everything right now. I am checking off all of these tiles so fast. He just did his Benjamin. He just got Gold Bullet. He got the Money is Power, 500 MP, the Gap. Like, things are falling into place real nicely for BadmoonZ right now. So we'll see if this desert play pays off for Hapra, because this could be a big deal if there's some good shards down here.
There it is. Yep, that's the one you want. It just hits your expertise on like one of the worst shard farms in the game.
And I think that's number 5 for Hapra as well.
Yeah, that's number 5.
So that
squares
that
are just flying.
I know.
This is
the end game right here.
Yeah, this is Cinco in a nutshell. Hey, I don't have shards. Or I don't have squares? Hey, I have squares. The game. Some cards aren't like that. Like, sometimes I have really fast cards where I'm like 10 squares in at like an hour, and then there's some where I have like 0 if it's a really bad card, right? So,
but then you just blitz through like a bunch all at once.
What is this? Did you see? What is? I never thought of doing that.
I never thought about that either.
Oh my god!
Learn a new tech here.
Blew my mind.
See you later, Alfred.
Oh my god, secret tech. That's so good. I thought that was cutscene locked. I thought that was like a sequence lock. I never thought of de-shifting past that, dude. That's so good, dude. Oh my god. Well, a free deep sinker just there. Always vanilla, by the way. That's again another randomizer specific thing to keep those candles kind of locked in their vanilla position. So of course, deep sinker is always there. It is on a monster spawn as well, or can be, but it's really nice to get that if you don't have it. So now it will have all those other chests available. I guess outside of clubs, really, or the pirate hat or Santa hat, I doesn't really want anything with the chests to do, but yeah. That's crazy though, huh?
It's actually nuts. Now let's see this Carpenter fight. Yeah, it's blowing my mind.
Just wiggles his hair like it's nothing.
Well, this is why competitive play is so cool, because like you get to see people start building strats and coming up with things. Like this is the start of.
BadmoonZ kind of spamming his down. It doesn't actually matter with a shard like flamethrower, just because you're tapping. It's limited to your taps. It's not. You can't really increase the DPS by that. I guess you're kind of just flexing by doing it. I don't know. Kind of flexible.
I'm not 100% on his breastplate count here, so I think may have that Mingo. Well. Yeah, I want to say it was 2.
Just another manipulative shard.
We are seeing Hapra do a very similar play here, but also has the deep sinker in tow.
Yeah, it was about to inverse, like, nope, see you later.
But skips the chest. I'm not a little surprised.
It doesn't really need chests right now, other than, like, again, clubs. But maybe
clubs, maybe like the Claymore and... Well, I think he has a Claymore, but like short sword, I think he's missing. Maybe.
No. I'm not sure if that's yeah. Again, could get this through deconstruct. Honestly, I wouldn't worry as much about items at this point for him. Like seeing where their shards are and everything, I know I'm gonna get a lot of my stuff from like town and from deconstructs. I might hit him on monsters as well, right? But I'm really more geared in towards, you know, those shard squares. I have a dollar hammer square that's free for me when I get to town. That's gonna be their first line. It's also going to give them a diagonal look minus the throwing axe, right?
I mean, honestly, the first line's going to come up right here. Going to kill 3 differently named elementals. That dark elemental's number 3. Got the light and the thunder. And then going to strike a pose on a cow. So that's actually going to be probably the first line. Then get to town and do that bottom left. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but...
No worries. I'm just waiting for him to
the
kill
action
that.
is happening, like, right away.
Did he get the kill? I don't think he got the kill yet on it, did he?
He did. He killed 1. He was using his Void Ray, so it took forever.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And BadmoonZ just hit Bloodstained, probably feeling pretty good about that, too.
Wow, what a great game. Yeah, these guys are having way more fun than I did.
What do you mean? You don't want to look at the crafter for an hour?
Regular Bloodstained bingo, Rando. This is what it's at. Like, hey, it's like really fast. So much more fun than last night. It was so bad, man.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed like the one shard you really needed to kind of close it out.
The actual first line that Hapra will get is the row 3. Gets it there with the cow statue.
Yeah, I don't think BadmoonZ has killed a light elemental or another elemental yet. Or no, maybe he went into fire. Did he go into fire?
I want to see one of our runners finally power up Hellhound.
Like, they should.
Rank that up, man. Like,
they just need to hit a warp. They
just
need to hit a warp.
Clears everything. So, like, level 9 is kind of a little much. Like, you don't need that much.
Also requires a specific mat, right?
So, well, they both have the gunpowder.
No, but the fiend pelt or whatever. If you're trying to go to 9, so like that one's always hard to do.
I think Hapra has it, but yeah, again, 9 is not that big of a deal versus 7. 7's huge.
It's a
like,
big deal.
Look at how it doesn't look that small. Like, I'm saying it's small. You guys are probably laughing on me. It's actually a small hitbox. Like, you have to get pretty close to enemies. Whereas now, if you get it to 7, not only getting better clear speed, you're getting better clearance. You're hitting more enemies. You're hitting enemies through walls or floors, and you're also, again, like, just increasing that kill speed. So just go get them. I would already be in town. I would have like waystoned. I don't care if there's 3 bench. I'm just waystoning. I'm powering that up as soon as I can.
Okay, so BadmoonZ finally going to Upper Cathedral, so we'll see the light elemental kill here shortly to get 3 elementals, and then this might be a precursor into maybe into going to Den. Could go back down.
Look how barren that bottom line is right now, though. With just the 69
it's just all items.
I'm sure items. Again until Hapra confirms. I know they have 69 capacity by now, but it's one of those things I got to see it. But yeah, and they'll have that doll hammer in a sec if they decide to deconstruct it. They know it exists, so they know the options there.
Isn't this crazy? After an hour and 46 minutes, our runners basically got their first bingo at the same exact time. Like, amazing.
And BadmoonZ up a bit on the squares 14-11, but they have each a line. So that's the important thing with the bingo, is that they have to get 5 lines. This is Cinco bingo. So our runners have to get 5 in any kind of way, shape, or form of lines to be able to complete the seed. They don't have to finish the game like vanilla by defeating Bale, however you want to pronounce it. I call him Bale.
It's Bale.
I call him Bale. And yeah, you don't have to go through that nonsense. You can just get the lines. GG.
All right, I think BadmoonZ is either going to town or going to Den right now.
So none of our runners are at close to 80% shard yet, huh?
They haven't even been to Den. I doubt it.
Yeah, if they don't go to Den, yeah.
Like, they haven't full cleared like Inferno or Den. Icy Tomb. There's still places, but there's Bloodstained. I like this.
I like the crit hit by BadmoonZ there for 305 damage on that ghost. Show to who's boss.
Oh,
has like 40 HP. Just
this
like,
is the meme check.
It.
This is the meme check right here. We're doing Forgotten Entrance area. This area is just annoying to get to.
I don't know why, but yeah, I don't like this at all. But yeah.
It's a quick dip since you're at the Blood Fountain. Might as well
take
a peek.
I guess clubs, but yeah.
It could be clubs. It could be the knife Kung Fu shoes, short sword, claymore. Those are all in chess.
Yeah.
So that's probably a big deal for him.
I'm not feeling it.
Farming Void Ray? Question mark.
Please. That means
You have Hellhound, bruh.
Power up your damn Hellhound, dude. you got the Hellhound.
Oh,
you got
maybe
the
that's just looking for the shard. I guess that's not Void Ray.
Oh, well, he got it and then he left.
Oh, it's Katana expertise. Now he wants it. There it is.
Give me.
Okay. Not sure how many that is, but
He seemed clicky. I don't know.
yeah,
maybe
it's probably close. He peeked over for a sec, but he's going somewhere else. There's the gunpowder. It's a sign. Power up the
Just
hell.
running back to town, dude. At this
Yeah,
point.
I mean it's fine. I think it's reasonable.
Running back to town.
Because you could maybe see what you can deconstruct for to try to figure out what the rest of your game is. I think that's what Hapra's doing right now. We see there the 2 breastplates and the assassin vest in hand.
I think BadmoonZ is just in better shape for the end game though, because he has the Alchemist in shop, right? Was able to deconstruct for it and craft for it. And getting a couple more of these quests, so it's gonna have
just crafts Deep Sinker after our minds were blown. Whoa. After the dimension shift, just casually crafts it in shop immediately.
Rude.
Oh man. So just 1 breastplate and the Aegis plate as a separate item.
But Aegis plate does not count.
That's the one.
Because Alu doesn't know what a breastplate is.
Excuse me?
Alu doesn't know what a breastplate is.
It's not in the name of the item, okay?
It's still a breastplate. We can go all day on this. I don't care.
I know it is, but it doesn't count.
There we go. Rank it up. No!
Come back!
What is this? What are you... Get out of here. Like, no! I'm actually
just doing
mad.
the
I'm actually mad right now.
Just doing the crafting stuff. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm upset right now.
He has like 1 pair of shoes. That's a tragedy, but there's like 1 million in shop.
Please.
There's one in Kung Fu. Please buy it. Why would you not?
You have 5 in the shop. Remember? There's 5 in the shop.
I know, but like you want to ideally use Alcahest or something.
Yeah, that's what they'll do because they'll be cheaper, right?
But Kung Fu shoes cost 600, and it's also on the card. I know, like knife and Kung Fu shoes.
Though he's like, I don't know. Maybe I can wheel a deal and get 2 shoes for free with Alcahest. I don't know.
Excuse me. I guess maybe not even thinking about going for that.
Well, they have lethal boots.
Row.
They do have 1, so I'll be.
That's what I'm saying. They have 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the you know, the dark side of Bloodstained Cinco Rando. You don't see is the 5 minutes in shop in the crafting menu to figure your end game out.
Yeah, they probably have a lot. Like they have a lot on their minds right now, trying to figure out how they can get to the end. So like we're you know joshing around, but like they're calculating all sorts of stuff. Like how much money do I have? How much Alcahest can I buy? What are the deconstruct numbers? Like what are the things I need to get? So it's way harder than it may seem. Just like they're thumbing through menus, but they're processing all of this information, trying to get what they need. And sometimes it's a bit of a puzzle to figure it all out.
No, go back to the Outcast. No!
They
probably see that like, I already have it. I don't need it.
Rip.
Yes, you do! Please.
Ooh, Shinobi Garb. Or maybe they have that.
Please just go. I don't think they... Well, yeah. It'd be better.
I think Flame Mail was in shop, maybe.
Nah, Shinobi Garb's better, but I don't think they need it at this point.
No, it's on the card. Collect Assassin Vest, Shinobi Garb, and Flame Mail.
They don't need it that bad, dude.
Okay.
Bruh.
Alright, no problem. Just skip. No big deal.
You see that void in the bottom where like no one has anything in the bottom? I don't think they're really thinking Shinobi Guard, Flame Mail, and Assassin Vest right now. I know that Hapra has the Assassin Vest, but
I mean, column 1 and column 2 are all item based at this point.
I'm dying here. Just go to that Alcahest. You know you wanna.
Ooh, there's a spike breastplate for BadmoonZ.
It sees the solvent ring too in the craft, by the way. I don't know what it was for. It's a deconstruct that you could do if you had the item. I didn't catch what item it was. Solvent Ring, a really powerful item, probably second best in class accessory slot to Jeebles. Gives you a stat boost of 5 of all your stat attributes, and also gives you increased shard drop, which is the main ticket that you want. So like the earlier you get that thing, the better it is. Like you get 2 of those early game, it's so nice. Like 10 plus all stats plus shard drop luck. Oh, it's great.
Okay, BadmoonZ has a plan here. He was looking in the shop. He sold a little bit of stuff. Now he's trying to figure out what to do with it. This is the end game right here. There's some boots. You know you want them.
It costs more boots. It costs boots to get boots, by the way.
Rip.
There's some more boots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better than the Kung Fu shoes. Yeah, it's cost me like 4,000 in Alcahest versus $600 shoes. What a bargain!
It's fine. You can find the Kung Fu shoes. Just get them in dead. Which I assume is where BadmoonZ is going with this warp.
I hope so. I'm surprised neither have been to den. I can see a hesitation because you don't have a square right now that's kind of leading you there. I guess you can argue 80% shard. Like, there's quite a few like den shards that could appear, or den squares, sorry, that could appear in the bingo cards. But yeah, none really today. But honestly, there's so many shards down there. There's so many chests. They're not really looking for chests at this point, so I can see the hesitation to go. But shards are going to be down there, so.
If they find Axe Strike, I'm calling that maybe go mode. Like,
could be, yeah. Because that's like what 1, 2, 3, 4 with the breastplates that they can find out or figure it out, and then 5 is kind of a toss up right between the expertise, the dull hammer. Yeah. Even 6 on the column 5 there.
Exactly. Do. Yep.
That's where I'd be reading in is like, you're at the point now that with 15 to 11 squares like both our runners have, and you know you had so much of the game done, you're like, all right, what's my go mode? So that's why you kind of see a little bit of time spent in crafting menu in the shop, because they're trying to evaluate their options of like, all right, so what do I really need to do? And BadmoonZ's getting a flame mill
for free. Easy.
God,
just go to den.
Go to den, dude. And really just kind of turning it in and seeing like, what do I need to do to kind of complete this, and like what's my path of least resistance. Again, like I would have been to den by now, but I get the hesitation to not want to go down. And you know,
it kind of paid off waiting. It kind of paid off waiting because he got Hellhound, but now, you know, now that you have Hellhound, like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Hapra figuring out what to do here. I think you get another tome, maybe.
This is tricky. You know, this is the end game. Like you're like, oh, my opponent's gonna finish. I need to figure out what to do. So you know, every decision counts, but you gotta just pick one.
No, that's you. That's you saying, oh no, Solski's gonna. Oh, and he's done.
That's the one.
Yep. That's like me when I play you, and it's like, here's 14 different craft squares, or like find these items off monster squares. And then I'll just finish this. I'm like, rip.
I'm not even that good at those.
I'm just like, rip. That's like 90% of the times you beat me is like those kind of cards. Just
I don't.
Shard squares, you can't compete with my luck, dude. And by luck, I mean kill speed, but also luck, because
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Sitting there like killing 100 ghosts, and then you're like, oh, I'm in den. I'm like, excuse me.
Then there's that last one where I rage quit out of. Yeah, that was great. Just hits everything in desert. I'm not even looking there. Just like go modes. Like.
Anyways, here we are. If you're just tuning in, we're doing our first restream.
I wasn't done talking about Lost Seed.
I was done with you talking about it. Everyone else was done with you talking about it. I don't even know if they were listening in the first place. So, anyways, we've got BadmoonZ and Hapra, first restream of the Bloodstained Ritual tonight. Randomizer Cinco bingo tournament. These guys are trying to get their 5 bingos, and Hapra here is trying to farm up the maledictions and the Dilla Hammerheads in full style. Spin to win. Using this Void Ray shard, and we've got BadmoonZ in the Den of Behemoths, kind of an endgame area.
Sometimes I kind of just
Finds
do
Accelerator.
This.
That's really good.
Sometimes I kind of do this if I'm like frustrated or bored with the seed. I'm just like, you can argue it's faster kill speed. It's gonna hurt your thumbs. You're gonna wear it out, right? So I don't like doing it, but I'll do it if I'm like frustrated. I'll be like, all right, this seed's annoying me. Please give him my malediction shard drop. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why they're not using any MP right now, it's because they're using an extremely broken item called Jeebel's Glasses that allows them to use any shards for free. No mana cost, no big deal. Even their accelerator there is free to use, and it's a pretty important item to clear the game quickly. You don't need it, but it's nice. But you do have to find it, craft it, or whatever.
BadmoonZ racing Harrier. The
Already
holder
won.
of Accelerator, by the way, in vanilla.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But you're just like styling on him with this. And you're gonna be able to actually beat him to the entrance here and get your shard. I thought that was gonna be a great bingo idea for Square, right? Is just instead of collect the shard from Harrier, it's beat Harrier so bad you get back to the entrance and don't collect the shard.
There was another interesting suggestion, which was lose to the Harrier.
That's like super mean. I don't like full clown like that. I kind of like the skill, at least of, skill being relative. It's pretty easy, but like, yeah, I guess both are pretty meme clown kind of squares. I don't know how to put it.
I figure since you have like den access, you've done a good amount of stuff to get here. Like, it makes sense to just say, win it, get your shard, be happy, and move on. Because the den objectives are fun. Like, you have to have a decent amount of movement and ability to clear this area.
That ×2 Waystone from Hapra. So should have enough Waystones now to be able to complete that, say, Benjamin goal.
Well, honestly, I think that's where he's going right now. He's going to the
waterfall.
Yeah, the waterfall.
Probably saw the Waystones like, oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, Reflector Array was on Ordog?
Yeah. They found that early.
That's actually hilarious. Okay. So they had D-shift into that. Well.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
All right, so we're seeing some equipment books too. I want to call it on BadmoonZ side, going through Den. So, you know what? That's something I probably didn't really pick up on or kind of value in the chest, but you could still get those recipe books. And because of how the crafting menu is now randomized, you could get some of your goals either through crafting or through deconstructs as well.
So yeah, that is another pro for coming down here into Den. I don't believe BadmoonZ has hit this Abyssal Dragon shard, so may end up farming it. Does hit a Valk Dress there. Not too exciting when we have pretty much everything we need to kill everything. But we're gonna get to Valifar. Pretty tough boss, generally, but again, with the damage output, pretty trivialized, and can also invert with Aegis Plate to make this even freer if he wants.
And Hapra gonna go back to Oriental here, gonna get the third rescue, hopefully get the Master Carpenter as well.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he's set. It's going the wrong way for Benjamin, though.
Rip. I think they're thinking Carpenter
on the way out
first.
Yeah. There's no warp.
Oh, if they forget. Ooh, if they forget Benjamin, that's gonna be rough.
Oh, maybe going back. Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah, just realized. Yep. That's, you know what, that could happen. You're processing so much information here. BadmoonZ fighting your boy Valifar.
Money man steals all your money and then gives you back money plus even more. Pretty good deal. I think it's like a 1.2 or something multiplier. I don't remember.
Some of that.
All right, it's revenge time. Let's go, Carpenter. BadmoonZ aggressively
the
farming the
Hellhound
shards.
because
Yeah.
rank 1 cannot hit. Hellhound has a weird hitbox when it comes to the top, and the bottom. Like the top's extended a little bit, but since it's inverted, it's actually the bottom of the shard. So you would think that the hitbox would transfer, but it doesn't. So it's still like you would be on ground, and it's kind of flat. So like it looks like it's gonna hit, and it doesn't even come close. So he has to really jump into that, and gets the Carpenter kill there. Now I'm gonna click the square and hope they don't reset.
I think we're good.
Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Should be getting closer to 80% sharp for our runners. I think BadmoonZ will be a little bit closer, just being in den for longer. And you know, the second I see the bullets for Hapra, I'll be able to mark that 69 capacity. Definitely has it by now, but you never know. Selling the farm here for shoes, I think.
I guess so.
This is expensive.
It's extremely expensive, but if you've got a path, then it makes it worth it. I just don't see a
money
path
for
there.
the Alka though. They got to figure out the Alka though, right? Like that's gonna be a big detriment there.
It's really important. I mean, that or they have to farm it up, right? Like that's the alternative.
It's not that bad
in
of a
their
farm
mind.
though.
Yeah,
it's a good one. But with all that money that you could have spent on Alcast, they could have got like they could have got the Dullahammer square. They could have got the Assassin Best square. They probably could have got the Kung Fu shoes, short sword, and Claymore square. Maybe the Santa hat, Pyro hat, but like that's 70 Alcast in gold. They just kind of, you know, more or less kind of whisked away. I'll use a word that rhymes, sort of.
What is happening here with BadmoonZ? That's what I want to know.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's leaving. That's what he's doing.
Why?
Is he out of food or something?
Maybe. Why not use a waste stone? He has waste stones, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe he used them all on Benjamin?
What is...
He's clearly leaving.
Yeah. But why, though? It's that gif, right?
Is it Gomo?
Ryan Reynolds gif where he, like, removes the mask and he's like, but why? That's what's going on. Well, I've never... This is... Unless they're, like, all in on the item squares, I don't know. Do they have 80% shard?
Oh,
That may be why.
Check, maybe.
Maybe that's why, but...
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Maybe like, oh yeah, I could have ranked up Hellhound.
If he goes back and just ranks up the Hellhound.
That would be actually hilarious.
I'm gonna laugh.
No, he's like, where though? Where are you going?
Inferno? Question mark. Don't die though.
BadmoonZ throwing the race?
I don't know what's going on. All I know is he needs to eat some food.
I just don't.
Oh, he's doing deep sinker checks. Got an equipment book. But Hapra is
another equipment book though. Another equipment book.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hapra going into dens could be like, I don't know what you did to den. I don't know why you left, but I'm gonna just go in there and just kind of do it, I guess.
Well, I think BadmoonZ got most of the shards in.
But no Icy Tomb though. That's like 6 shards right there, right?
Agree.
So, I get it. It could be PITA, but Jeebel's Hellhound's fast. You got more chests. You got more warp possibilities there. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like it's.
He's looking in chests. He's like aggressively checking chests, but they're chests in Icy Tomb.
Yeah,
so it's like
he's looking for Kung Fu knife square. He's looking for clubs. He's looking for maybe pirate hats in it. Good luck finding pirate hat, but...
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand either, Alu. What could be wrong with the pirate hat? But... But yeah, maybe, like... I don't know. Like, you could get another breastplate, maybe, from Monsters in Icy Tomb. You
can definitely get a spike breastplate from a chest. That's the one that you can get. But you can also get in these deep sinker chests and in desert, so I guess that's... what he's doing.
It's an odd call. That's all. It's an odd call.
Like, it's fine to go here. I just think you go here after you finish Den and Icy Tomb. Assuming you even need to do anything else. But here we go. This is pretty good news for Hapra, actually.
I think they've pretty much caught up, right? Minus pickpocket. You don't know if you need it. You like it. Like, if you find throwing axe, you know, you're probably kind of mad. You don't have that money as power yet, but the good news is I don't see column 3 happening in this seed, just from what we know and what we've seen through both the crafting and the mats and everything. And again, getting that pirate and Santa hat square is deceptively hard. And I definitely see column 1 or row 1 happening more than that column 3. So I don't think it's gonna be that impactful. I think, you know, if we hit some key shards that are an icy team, that can really flip the seed. A question chat was, what did pirate hat require? I mean, you can craft or deconstruct it and question mark find it. I don't know. I think we saw there's something wrong with the pirate hat the last time we were talking about it.
Yeah, there might actually be a bug with pirate hat right now, where normally it shows up in a chest, which is why that fun dress up as a pirate or Santa tile existed in the first place, but it's broken. So you can only find it in the crafter or the shop. And that might be really hard to do. Yeah. It's still probably possible, but it's might also be extremely difficult.
It's kind of one of those quirks, but again, that's why, like, I look at that line and I can see again row 2 happening more than column 3 because of that, but like coupled with the clubs, yeah.
So shards bound for Hapra is 73% right there.
Yeah, luckily it's not the center square. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think BadmoonZ was 82.
Makes sense because they did most of Den. Again, I think once they hit 80% shards, they're done with Den.
I think he has the expertise. He just hit another one. First hit on Living Fossil. Like, excuse me.
That's what Hapra hit too, actually.
I know. It's so.
You don't
jealous.
Like it. You don't like it.
It takes me like 1,000,000 kills, okay?
Dude, like let's be honest with each other here, right? It's just you're bad, dude. It's nothing to do with the luck. Just hit, bro.
Just hit.
Just hit, bro.
All right, Hapra's flying through this den. I don't see a scenario in which he leaves.
Oh, there it is. The Kung Fu shoes.
We did it. We spent 600 gold.
BadmoonZ was about to buy Hermes boots for like 30k. Said no thanks. Not at that price. Is gonna probably try and figure out the deconstructs for it, maybe?
Yeah, just buy the bank. I don't think buying the food is the correct choice. That usually.
If you wanted to grow potato seeds, I would just throw up the flag. That would say I'm lost. I really don't know what's going on anymore.
Need some more stats for Icy Tomb, dude. What are you talking about?
Just looking through C's. Yeah,
he's got one breastplate. He's got breastplate.
Yeah. So good thing Hapra spent all that money because, you know, how Valfar works, I guess a mechanic we didn't talk about. Its HP in the second phase of this fight is dictated by how much gold you have. And if you barely have any gold, he just kind of dies.
Hey, look, free.
Literally 2 hits. See you later. I know it's Hellhound hits, but yeah. Literally 2 hits.
At this point in the game, like, no matter what you're doing, you're probably doing enough to kill him pretty quickly.
I want to say...
If you had, like, 500 HP.
Yeah, I want to say Hapra's at that 80% now, but again, I like seeing that confirmation before I kind of get
He was at 73, like, maybe a few minutes ago, so he may be close, but I don't know if he's quite there.
It's not quite 1-to-1 shards to percentage, because there's, like, over 100 shards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty close to it, so, like, every shard, you basically will count at a percent, or, like, 0.8 to a percent kind of thing, so... Getting through it pretty quick, getting the drops, which is good. There's some PITAs in here that aren't dropping shards. The usual suspects, the Marbos, the Silver Wolfman. I think the Giant Bureau didn't drop one either. Because he's the worst. Actually, though. But yeah. Gonna go to Icy Tomb. So this is the play that BadmoonZ in do. Again, BadmoonZ really committed to that shop. I don't blame them. I was a little weirded out by going to underground desert water area first, but yeah.
Okay, BadmoonZ found the Assassin's Vest deconstruct, and I think has the ability to do Shinobi Garb. There's like a boots for 3. Come on.
Yeah, that's free. Just do it. Just please.
Just press the button.
That's like instant. I have it for shop, and I have infinite money. I don't have infinite money.
There's the Shinobi Garb.
But it's a lot of money. We see a save there for Hapra and Icy Tomb, so no warp yet.
That's 3 bingos for BadmoonZ. If he can find like a knife, I think he solves this. Oh, we got the Dullahammer helm. Okay. I'm not sure where he is on that one. He might not have the ribbon. I know Hapra spent a little bit of time figuring that one out.
Ribbon was in Oriental. It was off of the... I want to say it was off the ninjas.
Yeah, so if BadmoonZ didn't pick that up,
it
could be a problem.
Gaps. Yeah. Because Fairy Dust indicates to you where Ribbon drops.
Oh, maybe he's doing some research to try to find the ribbon. That might be what he's doing right now.
But did he get the fairy drop? Is the question, right? If he didn't get that fairy drop,
that's true.
Problem, right? He could buy one in shop or deconstruct for one that will give him that information. So that is a tactic he could use. But yeah, I think for Hapra here, like, it's looking grim now, being 1 bingo to 2. But if they just hit the right shards down here, like, it can flip pretty quick. Right shards being 1 specifically, but you can't hit it. You could hit it.
Oh, BadmoonZ doesn't have Silver Tiara.
Ruh-roh. Well, they do have the
no, he just found out where it was. He's farming the Barbados, so he's in good shape here.
I'm pretty sure they saw the smoothie earlier, so they should know where it is.
But yeah. That's pretty much what he was checking on in there. Yeah, I saw it. I think there was a drop that he got of Silver Tiara. He just didn't pick it up at some point because it showed it in the list. That's why it was funny. There it is. Okay, he does have the ribbon and the Dullahammer helm, so he's set.
So that's 3 now. So throwing axe will give him the 5 bingos.
I think he needs a knife and he's done.
Or he needs a knife.
If he got the Claymore in Upper Cathedral, which we know he was there, he's like a knife away from going.
He's probably gonna just check chest now.
Yeah, throwing axe still does it. So I mean, that would be a good hit too.
Yeah, no, I like this play now.
Strike,
this close in. Yeah, no, this is
Spike breastplate immediately.
That's 2 breastplates.
It's 2 breastplates. Yeah, we know the drop was
actually will give him that will give him a bingo as well. I'll give him 4.
If he has identified one in shop, he should be going for that immediately. Just selling the bank, getting Alcahest, and just do it. And the crafter.
There's the seeds from Hapra. Not required, unfortunately, but really stupid deep in the seed.
Yeah, those seeds you can hand over to our buddy Harry. He'll plant potatoes, rice, or corn for you. They will grow eventually over time. You have to wait like 5 minutes per seed or something. And hey, look, we found it. We did it.
Oh my god!
That feeling when you leave.
Yeah.
And there's the Eastern fabric just to
so that could be a big deal if like BadmoonZ can't find a way to another 5th bingo, because the breastplate looks a little bit better now. The clubs might be an option. He's got a lot. The problem with BadmoonZ's side is you've been there before too. Is there's so many options. Gets the Machwati.
I don't know how to say it. Makwaddle. It ends with an L.
That's a club. So that's another club there. So again, like BadmoonZ has so many options, right? At this point, so
he's not going for shards though. He didn't go for Rocky there.
I think that's the right call at this point. But again, if you hit throwing axe,
yeah, you hit
win, right?
Yeah,
like
I guess
that's why I would personally still look for it.
I would probably do it because you're down to the scraps, right?
But I get why they're doing what they're doing, because they're like, oh, I'm just gonna hit my knife here in desert. No, you're not going to, because it's in the place you skipped. Unfortunate. Right at the end too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's still some chances to hit this, but it's gonna be tricky. This is called the BadmoonZ Enhanced Randomizer. If you're looking for it, so the guy on the screen here, BadmoonZ, who's playing, he is.
Is that the actual name for it?
I think it's called like BloodMoon's Enhanced Randomizer or something like that.
I like Blood Moons. I like Blood Moon better. Just like Blood Moon, that's it.
It's built upon the existing randomizer to make it more completable, like things in logic, all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna play the marketeer here. I'm gonna say Blood Moon.
It's a good one. I mean, it's like the theme.
Yep, it's a part in the game. It's very visual, right? Like BadmoonZ Enhanced Randomizer. It just doesn't really quite roll off the tongue for me. It doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because it's called BloodMoon.
It is now.
Exactly. I see a lot of Void Ray usage here by BadmoonZ, but everything still dies to Hellhound. Oh, that was cool.
What is this secret tech I'm
yeah,
finding
that was
today?
amazing. Just clip in there and slide in.
Yeah, just doesn't need D shift anymore or invert. Just high jump forehead.
Easy.
BadmoonZ getting a little frazzled here. Doesn't know what to do. Says, you know what? If I just scroll to the right, yep, no, there it is. There's that massive plot of land I haven't done. I wonder if that's gonna bite me. Might go back to town. Yeah, gonna go back to town here. Probably gonna take another look at the mats and the.
I think the club. I mean, I think the clubs and the breastplates might. Breastplate, right? Like that. Just.
I think it's just the right call to go back and check now because you got more stuff in desert and from monster drops, and you're like, yeah, well, maybe I have an out now, right? So I think I just saw a knife.
Can craft it. You can craft it.
No, oh, was it a craft? No, I saw it as a mat.
He was looking at the craft.
I thought I saw it as a mat in like a flash of my eye.
He needs to find the mat. He can deconstruct for the mats that craft the knife.
That's a Basilard. Okay, maybe I saw Basilard, but I saw like a craft mat. It looked like a knife. Shield weapon is not.
No, it might be what crafts it. I'm not sure.
It deconstructs for another shield weapon. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, the clubs don't actually solve the puzzle for him, unfortunately. So like, the knife is really the critical one. That or getting axe strike.
I think you just make the call here if you're gonna go for other squares, or I'm just gonna go for that knife and just open up the rest of the chest in the game. I think in his spot, I probably just go for the knife. If I can't find it here, all right, I'm going to Icy Tomb. I'm going to open chest. I'm not saying that just because I saw where it was. That's like my most high dense chest area in the game left. I don't think it has that much left to investigate, really.
Yeah, exactly. So. It's good that he's checking the shop here to see if he can get the things he needs to make that knife, though. I think this is a good call.
I'm just really put off by, like, if I'm him, I'm really put off by that corner square now in the top right. I'm really put off by shoes and clubs. Even the breastplates. I see one that's going to get me too. I'm like, yeah, let's get that knife.
He's got money for Alkahust, and it looks like Hapra is also doing the breastplate thing. So it did craft a spiked breastplate, so that's
3.
Another bingo for Hapra. Hapra's catching up now.
3-2, yep. Unfortunately, didn't hit that throwing axe.
I imagine has 69 capacity and 80% shard completion by now.
I do too, but again,
we'd have to maybe do the math.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Vaughn, count all those shards, dude.
Might be going for this Dullahammer helm now, I think.
That'll be 3, so I'll tie it up.
That'll be 4.
No, that'll be 3.
If he has 80%.
Yeah, if he has 80%, it's 4. And then just needs that short sword, and then we'll have 5 actually. Because 69 capacity if they have it.
It's on the ship.
That's pretty clown, honestly.
That's like,
one has the short sword, one has the knife. Like, that's pretty.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say it'd come down to that tile. But I think they had a better look at short sword. Maybe it's in shop. I don't know. I don't think so, but BadmoonZ just looks frazzled. He's like, come on, man. I'm almost there. Just give me the damn knife. Can't do it.
He's trying to find those mats. Give him credit for putting in the work.
I think that's all the things now, or are we missing the ribbon? No, we got.
He has the ribbon.
Does he have the silver tiara?
Yes, he went back and farmed it. The Barbados.
No, not BadmoonZ. Hapra.
Hapra, if he got the double hammer helm, he's good.
Okay, he does. So he has that now.
Okay.
So that's 3.
And it might be 4. We're not sure about the shard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's 4. I'm not gonna look it until we get there, but I'm gonna start here. You guys won't see the star. Only I can see the star, but I'm just gonna say maybe looking at boots now. I think that's a mistake, honestly. You're not even close.
Joy use. I think that was part of the craft, maybe.
What is he? What are you trying to?
He's looking through the crafter to try to deconstruct to get stuff, but he doesn't have enough alcohol, so he's going back. He's gonna deconstruct something here. I don't remember what it was to get 2 joy uses. That crafts the knife immediately. There it is. The 2 bingo dream.
All right, so he has it. Unbelievable.
And that's the game, folks. GG to BadmoonZ, finishing up here in first place with a 224.58.
I've never seen anyone disrespect this randomizer as much as BadmoonZ just to get a 2 joy use for a knife, but you know what? Sometimes the wins aren't clean, guys. Sometimes they're pretty dirty. This one's pretty dirty. So he got there. It's a pretty good time too for the bingo, right? Just got a little rough at the end there. Again, trying to get that knife locked down just because it's like basically hijacking your go mode, right? But still pretty cool to see.
And honestly, a really close race between the 2 of these guys. Like Hapra's almost there, probably just looking for that short sword right now.
Yeah, and it's in a bad spot for him, right? Being in the ship. Like, do you go to ship now when I don't know? You know, it's out there.
You look in the crafter first. Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing, but
yeah, you don't forget you don't have Alcahest in the shop, right? So do you go and farm it now? Do you go and check more chests? You could go to ship's the best place to go now for those extra chests.
Probably.
That's where I would go in his spot, but
he hasn't been up to 8-bit. Maybe that would weigh on his mind some.
Right.
Like he went there and he left, so that could be a place to revisit for sure.
BadmoonZ just looks like he's just confirming his stuff now. Oh, shards bound 80%. So we do have 80% shard completions. That's 4 lines confirmed. So we did have that one for Hapra. You know, 69% capacity is definitely there. I think he saw the GG and he's just like, I'm just gonna fly around for a bit.
It was a really close one.
It was.
It was neck and neck.
Yeah.
I think it really came down to that Jeebles and maybe not continuing into IC2 kind of brought Hapra back in for a bit. But there's the forfeit from Hapra. So
yeah,
nice close match. But
I'm gonna mark 69 capacity done.
5-4.
I'm gonna mark it done. It's definitely there, doing most of the chests in the game. But you know, I just couldn't get there in the end. You know what? Great effort by both our runners. It was interesting to see the different routes and the different tech displayed, which was nice. I think Jeebles earlier for BadmoonZ probably a big swing in that one. I think that really more or less was a catch-up mechanism for BadmoonZ, wouldn't you say? Because like Hapra's execution was stellar and really kind of propelled them early into the lead, I would say. Wasn't hitting every shard, but you know what? Again, plays kind of a little bit like I do and just tries to push for those points in the shards will come. And then, you know, BadmoonZ getting that Jeebles was like, you know what? Heck this, dude. I'm just going to kill everything. Easy, fast. And yeah, pays off. What a ball game.
The crafter ball game.
I hate it. But yeah. I've always liked it more when it's like I'm just kind of in the action and kind of doing things. I don't mind a little bit, but this was a pretty craft heavy card, it seemed. So
it was
in the end of it. I don't mind it. But I prefer obviously just being in the seed and playing the game.
But you can see a lot of these tiles. Not always all of them. Like the pirate hat might be an exception in this case. But
please fix.
a lot of these tiles allow you to get there without using the crafter at all too. So you could have gotten your knife and kung fu shoes from Icy Tomb, and you could have gotten your short sword from the ship and been fine. Just got the other stuff where they were. So that's also a part of it.
All right. Do you know if we're getting either of our runners in for a good old chat / interview / coaching?
I think they are coming. What the heck? I think they are coming in.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, we have a couple of moments. Just a reminder for all those on the Western Hemisphere there. Clocks go back tonight. Get your reps in now, guys. Get some sleep because you're losing an hour. Sorry about your luck. Are you gaining an hour? You gain an hour, don't you?
Fall back, dude.
So you gain
spring
the hour,
forward.
Right?
Yeah, we
oh,
get to
hell
sleep
yeah!
more.
I need this. I need this reset in my life, guys. 5 hours sleep back to back the last 2 days.
Everybody's getting it, but you. Sorry.
I've been trying to reset my sleep schedule. It's been terrible, right? Like I've been going to bed at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and waking up at like 10 to noon. It sucks. So I've been like getting up at 8. Hated life. And
it's too late. You volunteered.
Now I'm trying to get up a little earlier.
That's how all of us can gain that hour. Is if you lose that hour.
It's probably gonna happen.
Rip.
Aren't you racing today?
No. I'm actually going to be playing against the winner of this match, BadmoonZ. Now that we've determined what this match is all about.
Mr. Top Seed because he didn't forfeit one of his matches. Okay.
You want me to forfeit my match?
I didn't even know that seeding was going through race time. Let's spend 30 minutes talking about how bad race time's algo is for seed.
I'm good.
I mean, to be fair, they do list it as a potato on their website, so I don't want to shame race time. It's a great platform.
Oh boy.
The points.
Keys to my opponent, and that was I was starting to get the pressure was building there, trying to find that knife.
We got a little bit of an interview here going on from.
Figured out the puzzle eventually, though.
We sure do.
I don't know if they're going to do an interview. They asked if I was getting an invite.
We should ask him questions.
I don't know if that.
So he just responds to us right now. That'd be great. Rip.
I'm trying to get him in here.
But yeah, what were we talking about before BadmoonZ really interrupted us? Oh, I guess BadmoonZ coming in now. I forget what we're talking about now. Unbelievable.
Well, yeah, it's good.
Race time stuff. Yeah,
yeah, we're good. We're good, Solsky. Everything's fine because we've got the winner of our race here.
I wasn't done talking. You know what?
Confirmed. You weren't done talking.
No, he interrupted me. I want to talk now. All right, this is my time. This is Solsky time.
All right, what's going on, Solsky?
I was talking about race time points, and I didn't know it was required for seeding. I probably wouldn't have forfeit that race if I knew that, but that's fine.
I think you're still in good shape, right?
I think I'm fine. So tell us about not doing Icy Tomb, because I want to harp on you for that for 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I was actually scared of getting down there with no warps and no waystone and having to work my way out, when really all I was looking for was the knife and Kung Fu shoes chest, plus some other amount of like Alcahest trickery. So like there in my mind, like I was always gonna try to get this 3 breastplates tile, and I don't know, like a lot of the crafting ones didn't come together because like the Alcahest and the money was plentiful. I just kind of figured they would be free, and man, it was a challenge finding that knife.
It sure
Guess
was.
where it was?
Icy Tomb.
Right at the back.
Good guess. Right in the back.
So that was the thing. That's interesting. I guess I didn't really think about that. I wasn't sure on your...
Waystones, though. I do want to say this. Like, holy crap, were they lucky in the sense of, are you on the way to Benjamin? Here's a Waystone. Like, I super luck-sacked that.
They were in nice places.
Hapra was
both
getting
of
them
you.
pretty steady, yeah.
Yeah. It was real interesting because you guys took completely divergent paths. And Hapra was like in tower when you were like still farming stuff in Cathedral. Like it was whack. And like we thought he was gonna miss invert, went back and got it. And then you hit that Jeebles and then Zangetsudo promptly after, and things were going real well.
The Jeebles were nice. I'd say the Alcahest deconstruct probably was better for you in your favor with the card being how it is. Unfortunately, Happer didn't really figure out the whole deconstruct to the craft trick, so you're able to have that in shop as an option. He wasn't, so I think it just gave you a clearer path to victory in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I could see that because I just recklessly bought like 50, 60, 70 Alcahest. It's just like,
Still way to
whatever.
do it.
I'll dismantle this and see if it works. Oh, it didn't. I'll dismantle this now.
Yeah, I like how you were like, I'm not going to deconstruct 3 Alcahest for boots or buy Kung Fu shoes.
I was like, just buy the thing for 600, please.
I still think I didn't get to 5 shoes, though.
You didn't.
Yeah.
One of the things I could have bought, I already had. Like, it was one of the 8-bit weapons that were, like, differently named. Or, not different. They have the same name, but they're different.
Right.
So that wouldn't have counted anyway.
But, like, Kung Fu shoes were on the card, so if you could get a knife another way, which obviously turned out to be extremely difficult.
Yeah. Well, again, like, this is me thinking, like, oh, the Kung Fu shoes and knife, that'll come up at some point, and that'll synergize well, and I won't have to, it's...
So I guess the main play is just the difference, the hilarious difference in my mind, is how you got this sword, and Hapra was able to get the knife in Icy Tomb. So you getting that sword was big because if he had the sword, like he would have won with getting the knife Kung Fu shoes when he did.
Yep, short sword was on ship, so that was a big deal.
Oh yeah. See, you don't know what you like missed or didn't miss. Rather, I don't know. It's weird to say it that way. But like, you're just going around and you're collecting chests incidentally, and then you see what you have. Like, I couldn't have told you where the short sword was.
Yeah, that early ship return really paid off on that short sword. We were like, that's kind of interesting, but it may not end up mattering. And there was like the pivotal tile at the end of the game.
Well, the other thing too is like, and I'm not sure how other people do this, but like when I'm not sure where to go to like buy time, that's usually when I go to ship to clean up those chests. Where I'm like, all right, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Let's kick the can down the road for a minute and go clean this up real quick.
It's a good strategy. You can just like autopilot in an easy area and just like
like no chance of death.
Think about what you're doing next. Yeah.
Like shards are usually probably already done.
I mean, I think one of the big decision points that we were talking about, and I want to hear what happened here, was like, why did you decide to put off Den for so long? We were like, Den's the place to go now, right? And then you're like, we're going underground, which made sense for cow statue elementals, that kind of thing. But
I think at that point I was planning originally to go to Den, and I wasn't sure exactly on my like movement loadout, what I was doing exactly, and I knew the cow statue was a goal I could just get. Plus, I was gonna do 80% shards. That was at least my initial plan, and that did pan out. So go like I got lucky in Inferno. Like almost everything was like 1, 2, or 3 hits. So
Honestly, I'd say both of you guys had like amazingly good shark luck overall.
yeah,
It
it
looked
was
good.
definitely nice. Like I got the ghost before the ghost farm. That never happens. That was so nice.
Where do you feel like you hit any other roadblocks or anything like that? Because honestly, like hitting that Jeebles early was such a big deal because Hapra just skipped right by it and went and did everything else basically before coming back.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But he didn't have the
Sorry.
movement. He had like double jump and high jump way before you did. So there was a trade-off.
Yeah, and it was like I don't know. I don't know if this is just like self-bias, but I feel like the premium movement shards always take like extra farming to get, and that seemed to be the case on at least for me. Like everything that didn't hit in like 10 tries was a movement shard.
Like Scythe Might, for example. What was up with
Oh,
that?
I got that in like 5. That was nice.
Yeah, I was like, what is this Aqua Stream? What is going on here? Why is this even happening right now? We were like, go to Den. What is this?
Oh yeah. I wanted to clean up tower too. That was probably maybe not a strong play, but it worked out, I guess.
It was fine. Like there are a lot of items there, and this was kind of an item-heavy card. We were talking about it, so it kind of made sense. But it was just like, why are you sitting there farming the Scythe Might when you have access to? Like, I think you still had like Underground and Den.
Probably
Or something on the table.
I
or
actually
like,
find if you have a beam that Scythe Might is not that bad of a farm. Like any other room, like you just reset the room, but like the Scythe Might, you just like move left and right and it comes to you.
yeah, it looked cool actually. Like you guys pulled off some strats that we hadn't ever seen before. We were like, what? There were a couple moments like that. The big one being that Hapra just dimension shifted past the Deep Sinker gate and just got Deep Sinker without killing Alfred entirely.
Oh, that's fun. That's a nice one.
Yeah. And then you did a slide in an Inferno. You like high jumped up and then like slid to get a chest. It was kind of neat.
Yeah, I actually learned that the other day. I think the Darkest he did that on his stream, so I picked that up from him.
Very cool. This is why we do these competitive things, because then everybody elevates their skills. It's cool.
Yeah, I picked up from Solsky the Dullhammer and Malediction farm room. That's a good spot for that tile.
Yeah. Yeah, shoutouts to No Brigadine Square.
I'm putting Brigandine on every square.
No. If I get it again,
it was in the shop.
I'm honestly gonna think you're just like hand rolling them for me.
I did point out that it was in the shop immediately.
I was so mad.
Well, I felt really bad about it too in that match yesterday with the No Brigadine, because prior to this tournament, I was spot checking to make sure it was in the shop, and 5 out of 5 times it was like craftable and obtainable. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. We'll be fine. Immediately, center tile not available.
Brigandine, by definition, is not a breastplate; it's an armor.
Good, unique tile there. It's good.
All right, BadmoonZ.
Yes.
Aegis plate, breastplate or no?
I want to say it is, but I thought we had the ruling that it's not.
It is, but it's not because of the ruling. Duelist guard, breastplate or not?
I'm pretty sure the ruling is it has to have the word breastplate.
I'm just asking if you think it's a breastplate or not. I don't care about the ruling right now.
I would say no.
It's the exact same one. What is this? It looks exactly.
Oh, just by the art?
It's the same art. It
literally is.
It's not. Got him.
All right, the sample size has been tainted. I'm done with this one.
I've got one last question before we wrap up, because we should probably wrap up because I think they have another thing going soon. There's a clown that you have to play next. How are you feeling about that match?
Well, yeah.
AKA
I
me.
think it'll be it's always intimidating going against the #1 seed, right?
Asterisk #1 seed.
Excuse me?
But like
I
it's
won
also
4 of the
like
5 races I was in. I forfeit 1. I'm all of a sudden like lose 9,000 points. Excuse me?
for what it's worth though, like you want to be with good competition too. So that's always exciting. So I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. It'll be fun. We'll figure out a time.
For sure.
Clown confirmed.
We can race to Oriental.
Oh, we'll race to Oriental. All right. Well, any other final thoughts here on the seed, on the matchup? Anything else?
Just I want to say GG's to my opponent. I look forward to watching the playback and hearing what you guys have to say and see what Hapra did. And then also, thanks to SpeedGaming, it's always a pleasure to be restreamed. Thank you to everyone involved.
Happy to do it. And yeah, thanks to SpeedGaming for that. I know there's another match, Ace Zero versus Darkus this afternoon. I'm not sure if that's restream, but definitely keep tuning in if you guys are interested in checking out more of the tournament. And hopefully we can get some more restreams as the week goes on in SG Live. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next time.